The Celtics versus the Thunder. Fellas, might we have seen an NBA championship preview? 2025 NBA Finals? Thunder versus Celtics? SJ versus Tatum? Chet versus Jalen Brown?
Yes, sir.
Al Horford versus iHeart?
Yes, sir. Ron, have you ever, when you watch basketball, and Ox, I think he can attest to this too as well. Ron, have you ever seen a team where even when they're scoring, everything looks difficult? There's nothing that just looks routine. I'm watching the Celtics yesterday, and everything looked difficult, from the inbounds to getting the ball up the floor to wing entry passes to the ball being in the post. Everything looked hard. There was nothing that I saw on the floor where we're gonna get something easy quick. Nothing. And they kept them on and they even kept the Celtics on the defense when they were on defense. When you open, what I call it over the shoulder syndrome. Even when you open, you're looking over your shoulder. I just felt like last night watching them, everything that they did in terms of scoring, everything looked difficult. And when you are consistently taking tough shots, it's going to be hard to win games. When you consistently taking tough shots, we need to get something easy at some point. Now, watching Casey Wallace deal with Jalen Brown, who Ox and I had this conversation when they first played them, and Ox was pretty adamant that Jalen Brown wouldn't get boxed up again. He got boxed up again last night, Ox. And when I say he got boxed up again, I mean Casey Wallace made it difficult on him in the post. He kept moving, whether it's this side or that side. He wouldn't let him get the ball. He kept him off rhythm. I thought he did a great job of making Jalen Brown have the basketball and do things that he wasn't comfortable with. On top of that, how do you get a scorer off his game? I think you get a scorer off his game by throwing him off rhythm, keeping the ball away from him. Lou Dort did a great job at that in the fourth quarter with Jason Tatum. But I also think that was a coaching issue too, because I feel like in a game like this, you don't take your best player out. Like Jason Tatum should have played the whole fourth quarter. And once he came out of the game and sat for those 3 or 4 minutes, I think he was off rhythm. And I think that Lou Dort just compounded that. That was a great game, and it was a great game plan last night from Oklahoma City.
Yeah, it was a great game plan, but the Celtics, that's not the finals. I don't even know if the Celtics gonna make it to the finals.
Just say it how it is, big guy.
You cannot win like this. I don't care. I know they won last year. That was that's a one-time thing. This style of basketball, it's horrendous. If you're not the Warriors of this last decade, if you don't got the splash bros, I do not believe that this is a winning recipe. Like, once again, I understand they just won the championship. So yes, technically you can win like this.
But no, big guys, like I said a couple weeks ago, last year isn't this year.
Right.
Last year is not this
happening. It's not going to happen. If you think you're gonna find easy, if you think you're gonna win this way, I mean, by all means, do what you want, obviously. But this is just this isn't a recipe. You can't live and die off tough threes, contested threes. You know what I mean? It's just not the way it's not a winning formula.
Well, so
I don't think this is gonna be the finals.
Last night, from the 10-minute point to the minute and 19 point yesterday in the fourth quarter, the Celtics took 1, 2, 3 shots inside the restricted area in the fourth quarter. And in the rest of that quarter, they took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 jumpers. And they made 3 of those jumpers
to the rim
from 10 minutes to 1 minute. OKC wouldn't let them get to the rim. And the Celtics I think they conceded that. They didn't try to. I think Jason Tatum he played a great game. And I think some of that is when he came back in the game, I think he settled for too many of those little fadeaway mid jumpers. I just think he could have gone more to the basket in that situation, trying to force the issue. But overall, they didn't force the issue versus the Thunder. Now, the Thunder, on the other hand, they got to the shots they wanted to look at, but they were also getting to the free throw line because Isaiah Hartenstein got them in foul trouble at the top of the fourth quarter, and they're in the bonus with 9 minutes left almost. I just think for me, it's not necessarily about the threes and stuff, Ox. That's you're going to make her miss shots, but it's just the solve. Like when they get late game ox, they get into ISO, pull up, or swing the ball around for threes, and I'm just like, I'm looking at the shot chart, and I'm just saying they got out basketball down the stretch of the fourth quarter, and I thought that they were way too soft on their coverage versus SGA. They had Peyton Pritchard in the game. SGA was just basically getting one-on-one matchups like at the nail versus Peyton Pritchard or trying to collapse and create pressure. Isaiah Joe got good looks off of him. I mean, it's not even, and JB, and chill, JB had a better game yesterday. Maybe they win. Like that could be that simple too. JB was horrible yesterday. But I do think they have to figure out, like, there have to be some other ways that we can address when we need to score and get a basket beyond shooting jumpers. Because I'm looking at the shot chart, y'all. Like, they blanked, and they never tried to do anything different over the rest of the quarter.
I don't think they do that, Swipe. I don't think that's something that they do, like specifically against.
Well, they do get to the rim though, Ox. I mean, let's be clear. That yesterday was an anomaly, and I know how you feel about yesterday. I mean, they shot 61 threes.
But they did this. They did this last. We got to remember last time.
I'm sorry, I thought it was 63.
Yeah, 63. You got to remember last time when they played them early in the season. We talked about this. About to Swiper's point, they're just conceding it. If a team is telling you that I'm not going to let you do this, and you decide, okay, well, they're not going to let me do this, I'm just going to just fire up threes because that's our game plan anyway, and that's what they want us to do. Then that's.
And they take the second least amount of shots at the rim in the NBA. By the way, the second least.
Right.
Amount.
This is a normal thing. Chill. This is normal for them. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not saying that they can't get to the rim because I believe they can get to the rim. But they that's already in their game plan. They're not tripping off that. And mind you, I'm not even saying necessarily that I am saying that the amount of threes is excessive. Yes, I am saying that. But the amount of contested tough threes that they're taking as opposed to contested layups or you know what I'm saying? Like Drew Holiday is continually getting to the rim. The rim's right there.
The pass out.
Get it there. That's all they're looking for. This is no, never mind. I don't want to lay up. We'll just kick it here, kick it here.
Big guy.
I've seen. We were talking about this yesterday. Remember, y'all? We was talking about the fact that this OKC team might not go on 17, 18-0 runs. But I saw last night where I believe iHeart got 2 buckets and then Kaysen got a contested layup over Luke Cornett, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's how it was. I think iHeart got 2 and then Kaysen got 1. I'm might be mistaken with that.
That's what happened. That's what happened.
But that was a 6-0 stretch. But in that time, instead of the Celtics trying to just weather the storm, get an easy bucket, nope. What do we get? Peyton Pritchard contested threes in transition. Jason Tatum sidestep contested threes. They're just playing the math game. And
chill, because you finna throw these boys some bail. And I'm not giving the Celtics not a lick, not an inch, not nothing. I'm not giving them not nothing because this is disgusting. And you know what? As much as I want to criticize Drew Holiday because he always has a mismatch and he can post up any of them OKC guards, SGA included. Derek White, he has a mismatch. He can post up and big body any of those guys. I've seen him do it, Penn, while you're looking like that. He can get downhill. Jason Tatum obviously can post up any forward in the NBA.
Ron, did you watch that game yesterday? There was nothing.
Because you're about to throw him some bail, and I'm about to give you the reason why I'm not throwing him no bail. Jason Tatum can take anybody off the dribble, put anybody on the block. If he can't put you on the block, he can take you off the dribble. Jaylen Brown, too. Jaylen Brown is a driving demon. He can get to the rim at will. All of them guys. But I know Porzingis didn't play last night, but Porzingis too. He's 7'2". When he steps on the court, he's typically the biggest person on the court. Once again, I know he didn't play last night, but he has a mismatch advantage altogether too. So for them to shoot the second most shots at the rim, or second least shots at the rim, I'm going to tell you what my issue is now. Although I'm going to criticize all the players, I think this is a Joe Mazzulla problem. I actually have a problem with Joe Mazzulla. Joe, I thought you were better than this. I thought you had better schemes than this. I thought you had a better system than this. Although I do like your defense and you do have a phenomenal personnel, the way that you are coaching this offense is disgusting. It's nasty, and it is a shame to basketball. If I say what I say about Mike D'Antoni, Joe Mazzulla, I have to be consistent and say the same thing about you. Why the hell are you chucking 63 threes on a team that is probably the best three-point shooting defense in the NBA. On top of that, if they're that good at contesting shots and you have other mismatches, why not go to them? It just doesn't make no sense to me, guys. I know you guys are going to say, OKC has this big, bad pressure defense, but last time I checked, Jason Tatum's a top 5 player in the NBA. Last time I checked, Jaylen Brown is the finals MVP. Last time I checked, Drew Holiday and Derek White are who they are. Why? Drew Holiday can post up any of them boys he wants to. Casey Wallace can't guard Drew Holiday. Y'all say what y'all want to and feel how y'all want to about Casey Wallace. He can't guard Drew Holiday. Nobody out there can guard Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown, I know, okay, you guys are going to say, oh, he doesn't have a left hand and he's turnover prone. Jaylen Brown can do what the hell he wants to do.
This sounds like Park shit right here. What you doing right now? What you're not doing? Yes, it does. No, Ron, no. There's a reason.
Chill.
No, it's
so
not, Ron.
So what's more Park shit? No, just let me ask you a question. I'm going to let you go.
Listening.
What's more Park shit? Me asking somebody to post up on the block or shooting 63 threes? What's more Park shit?
I can tell you what's not. I can tell you what's not and posting up because Jaylen Brown was getting pushed off the block last night. It wasn't like he was just on the block asking for the basketball and they just didn't give it to him. Casey Wallace was pushing him off the block. He was keeping the basketball away from him. And whenever you make it sound like
Casey Wallace pushing Jaylen Brown off the block.
It's not like he let him push him. What he tried to do was he tried to bully Casey Wallace. And just because you're bigger than me does not mean that you're going to bully me. What I'm going to do is
posting isn't all about bullying, though.
And that's what he tried to do. That's exactly what he tried to do. He just tried to bully Casey Wallace. That's why he ended up at the 3-point line. That's why he ended up 17 feet away from the basket instead of on the box. Why? Because Casey Wallace, instead of just sitting behind him and putting a forearm in his back and fighting with him, he slipped. Now this is a
soft ass problem. Then chill. How you let Jason Tatum you let Casey Wallace push you off the block to the 3-point line? That's
Casey's strong as hell.
And that's cool. That's cool. You can be strong as hell. If you're Joe Mazzulla, and I'm not. So mind you, I'm not sure if Ron's using post up just as a general term or if he's saying that's what we want. I'm not even saying Jason Tatum has to get the ball on the block. I'm saying Jason Tatum can catch the ball at the nail and work however he can attack the rim or whatever. But if Jason Tatum is trying to post up on the block and you're letting Casey Wallace push you up to the 3-point line, then we need to have a whole nother discussion about Jason Tatum.
Okay, well, number one, it wasn't Jason Tatum. It was Lou Dort was covering Jason Tatum. This was Jaylen Brown. Lou Dort. It was Lou Dort that they were trying to go to, and also, and we're going to get back to your point. We're going to talk. Lou Dort was going
Tatum.
JT. Yeah, and to your point, Ron, just so you know, they had 25 open threes yesterday. 25 of them. That's why I talked about the over-the-shoulder syndrome. Because even with those open threes, you're so used to taking contested shots that even when you open, you're still looking over your shoulder. You're still looking away, and you're rushing shots, which is what they did yesterday. That's number one. Ox, to your point, when you're talking about pushing a guy up the lane, okay, Ox, you and I talked about Sabonis. I'm not going to fight with Sabonis on the box, but I'm not just going to let him get the ball. I got to do things like slip. I got to slip him. When I'm slipping him, he's moving up the lane in the process of that because he's reposting when I'm slipping him. So now he's trying to get in front of me, which is what Casey Wallace was doing, yesterday with Jaylen Brown. Now we're 8-7 seconds into the shot clock, and now we got to hurry up. And Ron, I can tell you right now, I want Jaylen Brown with the basketball, dribbling the basketball 3, 4, 5, 6 times if I'm the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm actually asking for that. That's what I'm looking for from him. No question about that. But I have to give Oklahoma City a lot. I don't think you give Oklahoma City enough credit for what they did defensively. Remember, Ox, this is the same Knicks team, this is the same Boston Celtic team that smoked the Knicks on night one, and they shot 61 threes that night.
Chill, this ain't the Knicks. This ain't the Knicks.
And by the way,
you remember this, Chill. Hold on, Swiper. You remember this, Chill. This is the team that you said their floor was winning a championship. This is the team that you said their ceiling was winning a championship. So get to the
NBA finals.
And who's going to beat them? So you got OKC beating them?
You said nobody. You said nobody's beating.
So you don't think nobody can beat them? Chill. So this is what I'm trying to say. If these are your champions, definitively 100%, that's not a championship caliber.
By the way, I just watched
strategy, effort, none of it.
I just watched all the 4 quarter shots from Tatum. Lou Dort wasn't covering from any of those. He got drop coverage versus the big on the right side shield, the right wing. But the issue was Tatum didn't have any of his shots where he had a single foot inside the paint. None of them. They were all outside the restricted area, all outside of the paint area, all of them. Now, again, that's not Nurse Tatum's fault. Like, some of them were open. But I think that's what I'm saying. Like, at some point, when you're blanking like that, you have to force. Remember, the Celtics, they got some looks in the fourth quarter, chill. They were just like, Pritchard got one in the corner, nothing. I think the best look they got was Tatum. The best one was Tatum driving to the left, and then he passed it out to Horford, and Horford made that three right at the top of the key. But outside of that, they just did not have anybody that I think created enough pressure to actually make the Thunder defense collapse on the inside, because they all
were they not being assertive enough swiping?
I think some of it, but just based on what I just watched on their missed shots, I think some of it is that. I think Chet did a great job. I think they were a little fearful to go inside. I think Drew Holiday on that pass out that he had was another one where you're a little afraid to go up. But I also do think, just from a strategy standpoint, Tatum had Isaiah Joe on him multiple possessions in that quarter and led to fadeaway threes. And what I'm saying is, like, in that situation, SGA doesn't give you that. SGA yesterday, he goes into the contact. Now, even if he's creating a little bit of contact, people feel like it's flailing a little bit. Sure. What he's doing, he's trying to initiate contact to either get a good look or get to the free throw line. And I think Tatum, if he was a little bit more aggressive, I do think he'd got to the free throw line, especially versus Isaiah Joe.
How much time was on the shot clock, though, like in those possessions? Because sometimes when I watch Boston, and shout out everybody, sometimes when I watch Boston in the fourth, they get so like mismatch hunty heavy to where it's just Tatum at the top setting the screen with Derek White, and then resetting the screen and then resetting the screen. And so then by the time he does eventually
the first one was the fadeaway on Isaiah Joe that he bumped him at 9:50. 11 seconds were left on the clock. So I mean, that was it was just like a within rhythm of Jason Tatum's shot. The next one, he did a pull up three versus drop coverage with 13 seconds left on the shot clock. That was a miss. And then the next one he had, that was another miss from the corner. 9 seconds were left, and then that's when Isaiah Joe knocked him down. I thought it could have been a foul call. There were 11 seconds on the clock in that one. Then you have the other one where he did make it was the fadeaway over again Isaiah Joe. There were 10 seconds left on the clock. It was a fadeaway jumper. And then the next one was another fadeaway jumper. This one on Cason Wallace. This is with 9 seconds left in the shot clock. So again, I feel like we're sensing a theme here. He's choosing that as uno number one in creating shots, which is leading to that jumper. And when I'm saying, chill, I thought he was cooking in the first three quarters. And I felt like he was controlling the game. He was playing really well. And again, this is not necessarily Tatum. If JB has a pin, my argument, if JB has a better game, they probably could have won that game yesterday. JB was just not good yesterday. So it's not even on Tatum. But I think the Celtics, in large part, they could have won the game if they would have made different decisions. But I also want to credit the Thunder defense, Jill. They also made sure that they settled for those jumpers by how they were playing them.
Now, with that being said, Ox always makes this point, and I'm going to die on that hill. There's more than one way to skin a cat. We don't have to get back in the game shooting the long ball. We don't have to do that. And there were stretches where the Celtics were going on runs. Drew Holiday gets to the rim on Cason Wallace. That's a bucket. He gets to the rim on Cason Wallace and scores on him. The lead gets cut to 8. Okay, we don't have to now crack a 3 to cut the lead to 5. We can still play defense, get another layup. Because what happens when Drew Holiday is getting to the rim what happens when Drew Holiday was getting to the rim on Cason Wallace, now the defense collapses. I don't necessarily have to throw the ball out to the long ball line. I can still get to the rim and I can still score. Now that lead gets cut to 6. Now we're beating them up on the inside, which we can do because Drew Holiday had proven that he could get to the rim. I think that they settled for a lot more shots than they had. I think they settled for a lot more shots than they could get. I'm not going to discredit Oklahoma City. I'm not going to discredit Oklahoma City's defense because that defense was fantastic yesterday, but they did really miss KP because I feel like he could have neutralized what Chet was doing. They really missed him.
I feel like Boston, when they play OKC, they're going to have to adjust how they play basketball kind of period, because their whole philosophy is generating threes or layups. But they're going to have to play a lot stronger against OKC because I don't think that their wings, in particular Tatum and Brown, have a good enough handle to ask them to consistently beat those OKC wing defenders off the dribble over and over and over again. And even y'all were talking about Jaylen Brown earlier, Jaylen Brown was trying to bully ball against some of the wings and some of the guards, but again, his handle is kind of loose. So once he got some contact on some of those drives, the ball gets loose, turnover, or he's stumbling and bumbling, he's uncoordinated or whatever. So they're going to have to catch the ball closer to the basket. They can't dribble drive the whole game against OKC. I just don't think that's a winning formula for them to beat OKC. They're going to have to play stronger because they are the bigger, stronger team. They're going to have to play strong. They're going to have to establish position, catch the ball in the mid post, free throw line, extend the air. I know that's probably some stuff they don't really normally do, but dribble, drive, kick is not going to beat OKC. And they baited them into a few of those threes because I think
Drew Holiday had the worst one of the night. It was the reset from Drew Holiday in the left corner.
Mm-hmm.
He got the ball. He got the ball, and then he had Isaiah Hartenstein on him. He tried to give him just a little jab, see if he would back up, and then he basically airballed the 3-pointer and took him out of process. Yeah. Right before that, Derek White. Did y'all see that play from Derek White? Ox? I was like, bro, man, I don't know why they got this man on this team, bro. Remember Chet tried to fade away over Derek White.
No,
he swatted the ball. They ran down. Then he got a corner three contest on the other side, bro. I mean, honestly, I thought they were getting momentum, but then they just started playing that Missoula ball again. And like I said, bro, I want to credit SGA. SGA's not gonna let you do that.
You don't settle.
Yeah, I'm not settling for nothing, bro. I'm getting to where I want to go, and then you either gonna foul me or I'm getting a shot up.
But real talk, you hit it right there on the head. You cannot beat OKC with dribble, kick, shoot contested three. You're not gonna beat OKC like that. You got to play some basketball.
Yeah.
All right. You got this team is not going for that. They're tenacious, they're scrappy, they're fast, they're long. You know what I mean? Chet not no punk. They're serious. This team is serious on that defensive end of the floor. We might not be impressed by all their offensive stuff besides SGA and occasionally the young fella J Dub and Chet and whatnot. But as far as the defensive side of that basketball, them dudes are not playing. They are real serious about that. So you can't just come out here, the 3Ds, dribble, drive, dish. We're just gonna keep doing this. Y'all gotta hoop. Figure something, run some type of scheme, something. And then to y'all point, JB, when it's time for him just to go ISO, he's just going right, spin, left, spin, right, spin, just trying to bully somebody. It's when it's working, it's working. But last night just wasn't working. So yeah, I gotta do something else.
But I've already talked about Jaylen Brown several times. I think I brought up twice that if he would play better, they would have won the game probably.
Yeah.
With that being said, Swiper, you're still letting JT off the hook with that. JB, you definitely should have played better. JB had a bad game last night, no doubt. But it was a close enough game. JT, if you carry the squad, have some carryability, y'all could still win the game last night. So yeah, you're right.
To be fair, if we would have saw a situation, Ox, and because I'm asking straight up, right? Because I get incorrectly called a JT hater. I just think where he belongs in the league last year, whatever. He had 33, 8 and 8, 12 of 23, 4 13 from the 3-point line. I got 5 free throws last night. If you saw JT had that stat line last night before the game started, you would think they would have had a good chance of winning that game. So I think he played well enough. I just think that compounded with the Celtics late game issues, compounded with their need to rely on jump shooting to be the thing that drives their offense, compounded by no KP, compounded by JB having a bad game. I think that's kind of where the blame is kind of spread across. I just don't think the Celtics were. By the way, chill. If they just would you can't even run a pick and roll offense with the Celtics. They can't even get into JT got the ball, Horford drive, snake, see if you get to the rim.
This is what I'm thinking. This is exactly what I'm thinking because I feel like we have to give more credit to Oklahoma City's defense, where I'm watching the Celtics try to get into their action with Jason Tatum. They got this play where they run with Jason Tatum screening at the top of the key, and then that forces the switch where he ends up getting the basketball. Well, Lou Dort makes sure that he's not allowing Jason Tatum to screen.
No, but JT was on Isaiah Joe for most of the quarter, though. Isaiah Joe was guarding him for most of the shots, though.
But Lou Dort was covering him too, and Lou Dort was covering him when he first got back in the game. And that's
I'm saying based on what you saw in front of you, though, but I'm saying, chill, they don't run it like that. I'm saying they're not running anything with the intent of creating a 2-on-1 and getting downhill. They're getting JT in ISO, and I'm saying like that's cool. Like I think that like JT's a good ISO player, but I'm saying chill. Wouldn't that not be more effective for them if instead of just running a JT spot ISO at the midi or trying to get into a drop coverage like 3-pointer on the right or left side? Like, wouldn't it make more sense for them to actually try to like run something toward the basket to see if you can actually create pressure towards the rim?
Well, I think that's what they were trying to do. But the problem was that Oklahoma City was taking them out of that. And that offense that they run, that offense that they run in particular, like I just talked about, where Jason Tatum or whether it's Kristaps Porzingis is screening at the top, where they're forcing that switch, that's closer to the 3-point line. That's closer where Jason Tatum or KP is right in the mid-range. Oklahoma City pushed them further away from the basket, where Lou Dort is denying Jason Tatum, where Wiggins is denying him and pushing him further away from the basket, where they can't even get into that offense. So now we're 12 seconds, 11 seconds, and now we gotta get something quick. We're completely out of our offense. That's a credit to what Oklahoma City was doing as a defense.
But so he's getting honestly. But I'm looking at, if you look, I wish he could pull the video up. I wish you could see the still shots. SGA was getting very similar coverages. Well, I'm looking at right now. No, look, I'm telling you, I'm watching it right now. At the 9:50 mark, at the 9:50 mark, Jason Tatum drives. He bumps Joe off. He's right at the top of the key, shooting a midi. And I'm saying it's Isaiah Joe contesting, but there's like 2 feet of distance because of the shoulder bump. And I'm saying in that situation, like he's not a good enough like mid-range shooter for me to be my main offense. If that's SGA, I'm living with that. I'm fine with that. But I'm saying what? Go ahead.
Keep going. You're living with that.
Well, I'm just again. This is more so me saying, what's the next step for Mazzulla with Tatum? I have maybe the best athlete on the court. Probably, he's the best combination of dribbling, playmaking, passing, and finishing at the rim that you're going to find as a wing right now in the NBA. So why am I building an offense to make him settle for taking middies or taking these threes on DHO? And honestly, Tatum, you're not a good enough shooter for you to be running DHOs in the fourth quarter and then trying to get like pull up three. I'm saying James Harden, that's a different deal. Jamal Murray, that's what you do. Like who else? SGA doesn't even do that. Like I'm saying, like you're not a primary 3-point shooter. I think with his physicality, chill, he could have literally like taken over the game by creating contact and getting to the free throw line. Is what I'm saying.
I think that what you're trying to sell me is that him getting the basketball and getting downhill more, I think
that's all Mazzulla. Okay. I'm saying that's all Mazzulla. That's what I'm saying.
But here's the difference. The difference is you talked about the coverages with SGA. I think the coverage starts with the catch. You completely throw a guy off rhythm with the catch, and it was a lot less difficult for SGA to get the ball than it was with Jason Tatum, particularly in that fourth quarter. Like I just said, that offense was getting pushed further away from the basket. Lou Dort is in the passing lane. He's keeping the ball away from Jason Tatum. He's chasing him almost to the half-court line to keep him away from the basketball. Meanwhile, SGA is jab, pop, and he's getting the basketball. So he's right in rhythm.
But he has the ball. I'm looking at it right now. He literally is holding the ball.
And now he's got one-on-one. He's got Peyton Pritchard in front of him, as opposed to Jason Tatum, who's their offense is starting almost 30 feet away from the basket.
No, but chill. I'm saying he has the ball. He gets a screen on Lou Dort with 15 seconds left, and he settles into a drop cover, wide open, by the way, by NBA definition, a wide open drop coverage three over Isaiah Hartenstein.
Tatum conversation. How did this turn into a Jason?
No. I'm talking about Mazzulla.
Fouled out of the game.
But no, see, chill. That's what I'm saying. I already credited. I know, chill. But you're doing this. You're doing this defense of your favorite player thing again.
It's because y'all not holding.
It's not BS. We already called out JB. We've already called out JB.
I'm gonna tell y'all why right now, because y'all are not holding standard of greatness.
Y'all so soft about this, bro. Celtics fans are so soft about this. You can't criticize what the Celtics doing offensively without people feeling sensitive about it. That's so dumb. I can't. Hold on. Time out. Because Ron, if LeBron James, as great as LeBron James is, settles for comfort, I'm gonna come up here and tell you nobody should stop LeBron at 26 years old from getting to the rim. I don't give a damn who he's playing against. I'm saying Mazzulla, not Tatum. Listen.
I am listening.
They're playing that way. It has nothing to do with Tatum as a player. Stop being so sensitive. JB, I already said it 3 times. If you played better,
We're
they
gonna
would
see if you keep that same energy in a few
That's
minutes.
what I said. That was, no.
In
This is
a
what I'm saying.
few minutes about
Nobody
being
moving.
sensitive over
Other
their
than
favorite
what I'm talking about.
player.
This is how dumb y'all get with me. I'm going to call them soft. The Nuggets later. Y'all, this thing, y'all don't keep the same energy with your own people.
Stay right here.
I'm
Stay
saying
right here. Stay right
that
here.
if the Celtics played a different brand of basketball, they would be even better. It's what I'm saying. That's not criticizing them. That's not saying they can't win the title. Because y'all so soft about Jason Tatum and about the Celtics, then people will be like, oh, well, you can't say this and that. Well, they already won the title last year. Well, Jason Tatum's already top five. Well, damn, there's another way for Tatum. By the way, Chill, I also want to say this. I said last night, this stretch of basketball is the best I've seen Tatum play all year. He's been great the last 10 or 15 games. He's been great. I already said that. So you saying that I can't say I would like for you to create more contact like the dude on the other side did in SGA in the fourth quarter? I can't say that. It's an issue. That's crazy.
No. That's not what I'm saying at all. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I am asking you, up until the fourth quarter, we had a ball game and they were playing exactly the same style of basketball. Now all of a sudden, with the defense becoming what the defense is, now Jason Tatum needs to be more aggressive. He was aggressive in the first three quarters. I think the difference is, to your point about Mazzulla, Jason Tatum should have played that whole fourth quarter. He should not have been taken out of that game. He should have played the whole fourth quarter because he was in a rhythm. He was rolling. They were getting to the rim.
Didn't do that either, though.
SJ didn't do that.
He didn't come back in the game until like 8 minutes left. He was fine. When he came back in the game and he did what he does. He is an elite mid-range shooter. He lives in that area. That's what I'm saying. You're trying to replicate what SJ does at this level. No one dominates in the middle of the floor like SGA. So when he hits that shot, that's Uno. That's number one. That's what I'm saying. That's
so what is it? What is it that you're wanting Tatum to do? So what is it that you're wanting?
I already said it.
Oh, this is about Mazzulla.
I'm saying this is about Mazzulla optimizing. I think the best wing athlete in the sport. That's my issue. Use him. Use him for what he actually has.
Swiper, I want to take it a step further though, because it's not just Jason Tatum. Because I brought this up earlier. You have Jason Tatum. I know you guys don't want to hear Jaylen Brown's name today, but you do still have the Finals MVP. You have Derek White and Drew Holiday. I know Porzingis didn't play last night, but once again, you have a 7'2" unicorn. But although Porzingis didn't play last night, you have a 6'11" Al Horford who can shoot the ball, who can post up, who can do just about everything as well. Like, it just doesn't make no sense.
Soft fan base. Can't criticize these dudes for nothing, or they get sensitive about it.
No swipe. They're getting it. They're getting it today. They're getting it today. But I'm saying, like, it just doesn't make no sense for you to have the unit that you have, including Peyton Pritchard, who can get downhill whenever he wants to.
Arguably the best
defense in NBA. This is not versus them.
Chill. Y'all dudes is sitting here talking to me like they should have just had their way with the Boston Celtics.
Chill.
Going up against arguably the best.
Chill. Then who? So why don't you have them winning the championship? So why don't you have them winning the championship? If their defense is like that, why don't you have them winning the championship? Because you believe in Jason Tatum, because you believe in Joe Mazzulla, because you believe in Kristaps Porzingis, because you believe in Derek White, because you believe in Drew Holiday. Well, they did it twice this year already. They packed them up. They made them tuck their tails and go home. They beat. In 2 games this season, they beat the shit out of them.
One time in December and then pack them up again in March. Do it 4 times in 7 days.
Hey,
Do it 4 times.
Look, they have run away with the second halves in both of those games they played in.
Okay, in December and in March. Do it 4 times in a week. Let's see it.
That's so crazy to me.
No, it's
yes,
not crazy.
we hope they get there. This should be the NBA Finals, 100%. I don't even know. I honestly, I don't think anybody up here, except for maybe thinks that Cleveland is better than the Celtics. I think the Celtics should be there. But you're moving the conversation to what's going to happen in June. We're talking about last night.
Did you dudes watch these dudes shooting gaps yesterday? Did you dudes watch these dudes on the glass?
I watched the whole game.
Are you kidding me?
I watched the whole game.
Chill. If that's the case, then you should have the Thunder then. If that's the case.
It's one game. That's what we're talking about.
And that's what we're talking about. And we're talking about the deficiencies that the Celtics had in that one game. Why are you letting these dudes shoot the gaps? No. Let me chill. I'm going to ask you a basketball question. If I'm denying you and pushing you out, what do? What is your counter to that?
If you deny me and push me out, I'll cut back door.
Okay, then. I'm saying if Jason Tatum isn't smart enough to do that, if Jaylen Brown's not smart enough to do that, Derek White and Drew Holiday, cool. Joe Mazzulla, what are you doing? What are you doing? Chill. I'm being like this. These are serious questions. For you to shoot 63 3-pointers out of 94 shots, what are you doing?
Can I ask you a serious question?
Please, Penn.
I've been waiting for you.
Okay.
Where you been?
How many games do you need to win an NBA championship?
16.
Okay, great. So why are we crashing out over one game? When shooting variance was such a huge deal. Now look, I have a lot of issues with the way the Celtics play basketball. It makes my eyes bleed sometimes. I think they're way too perimeter oriented. I think their offense is way too predictable. And I think when you go up against a team that can buzzsaw you like this defensively, I think they're really gonna expose some stuff. But in the end, you got to beat this team 4 times. Okay. And I got news for you. This is not a team that shot very well in the finals when they won the championship. They shot 31%. The
Much
Celtics
different
shot
situation. You would
31%
agree,
from
Penn.
3 in
Much
the final.
different team, much different team, much different situation. You would agree.
Okay,
with
first of all, we don't know who's coming to the finals. First of all,
I think we do personally. I mean,
no, we don't. You might, but
Won't be
you
the
have,
Celtics.
you have a hypothesis. You have a guess. If you know for sure, then by all means make the bet your house, and see if you're homeless. But what I'm saying is, like, you could definitely make a case that the Celtics will not shoot this badly 4 games in a 7-game series.
sure.
Just so you know, Spike, I want you to keep going, Penn. Just so you know, 4 for 25 on the long ball in the second half.
I'm cool. I'm with it. I have not brought up I haven't brought up the 3-point amount the entirety of the conversation. That's not what it's been about.
Why does it always come down to the number of threes? It's like if a player takes 15 threes, it's like the biggest deal in the world. I don't care how many threes you take. I really don't. I care about the quality.
You worry
of
about
threes.
how they're generated and the quality.
Number one, that
Why is that
exactly.
ridiculous?
But
Why
they
is
were
that ridiculous, Ron?
Chill. I'm shooting you out of everybody up here capping for this trash ass style of basketball.
I'm not capping for it.
Chill. Hey, in the words of the final boss, you ought to be ashamed of yourself today.
Wow.
63 threes out of 94 shots. Chill. What?
Why is that number?
What are you?
Okay,
Pin.
but you're missing the point.
That's a good
I mean,
question, though,
We
Ron.
can
Why is that such a big
contextualize some of those threes though, because they took what? They took 22 in the first.
Oh,
Right? They took 22 in the first, and I do remember that OKC was running a zone in that first quarter. So that led to a lot of threes.
I mean,
I'm not
take over half
saying
their
this
shots
right.
from
I'm
three
just
anyway,
saying they were running. I'm
you
pretty
know
sure they
you
run
beat
like
a zone from
2-3
the
zone.
inside out, right? Contrary to
I know,
popular
but
belief.
look, you throw it in the middle. What you do? Defense collapse. You either got the high low or you got a kick out pass. They were making a kick out pass and it was leading to threes. And
I mean,
they hit 9 of them.
anyway,
They were in
real
the
talk.
double digits
You're
of them.
as a general hoop knowledge. I'm not actually complaining about the 3-point shot. That's just the way they play. So whatever. But I will say 67% of your shot profile from 3.
That is a lot. It's a lot.
I'm saying that we can
It's a lot.
agree that's probably a little too
It's
much.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's what they're looking for anyway, though. But my thing with them is that if you're supposed to be a championship level team, why are you're basically getting told what you can and cannot do on this end of the floor? I don't think that's championship level basketball.
Damn. So we shouldn't lose no games then. We shouldn't.
No, that's not what I said. I didn't say you shouldn't lose no games. I said
teams take you out of your offense. That's why
I said, well,
That happens
but if you're
from time to
a championship, I don't want to see a championship level team. I don't want to see a championship level team getting told time and time again what you can and cannot do. You are out there getting you're getting little. They pretty much sunned you by saying you're not allowed to put your hand in the cookie jar. Stop it.
Everybody
bad. And they just said, you got it, Coach Dagenot. We're not going to do that. I'm going to do what y'all want us to do.
So even though we actually tried to even though you tried to put your hand in the cookie jar and you smacked it away, and I tried to put my hand in the cookie jar again and you smacked it away. In fact, what you did was you took the cookies off the counter, and I went over to where the cookies were, and you still said no, because they actually did try to get to the rim. That's what happened last night. It wasn't like they just stood behind the long ball line the entire night and they didn't do anything else. They did try to get to the rim last.
Okay, then maybe they
That
just
Well,
didn't
that's a
happen.
relative. Yeah, sure.
didn't
Everyone tried to, but I'm saying they didn't. I mean, if you shoot,
Because they didn't
on most
convert against the
jumpers, no.
best defense in the
lot of-
league and
But,
arguably in NBA history.
well, hold on, no, because again, that goes to play style, chill. Like other teams have scored on the inside versus OKC, so I'm not saying that like. Again, bro, I don't.
Celtics
That's the
could have
point.
two.
Again,
They
if
just-
JB plays
they
better,
just
they
gonna
probably
wait
win the
now.
game. I'm going to say it for the fourth time. If JB plays to get better in that game, even with the 63 threes, they probably win the game. That simple. Like he was not good. He was too much foul trouble. He was all over the place. He was missing layups. If he played better, they probably win. It could be
Too
that
many
That's a
threes,
fact. That's a fact.
saying too many threes, or Jaylen Brown needs to play better, or Drew Holiday needs to post up Case and Wallace because it's some great mismatch or something. I think this is all missing the point. Personally, I don't necessarily even have a problem with the threes. I care about like what you do to the defense before that three goes up, right? So a lot of the threes that the Celtics made yesterday, you'll see that there's a collapse to the defense where two go to the ball in the paint, and then it creates an opening on the perimeter, and that is where you get the swing. But too often, I think the Celtics offense stagnates into just passing it around the perimeter, which doesn't really put any pressure on the defense. And I think that usually results in worse shots. And it just feels worse when they don't go in. They do have talented shooters. They do have really talented shooters. And I do believe they can win another championship playing this way. I just think they're going to get tested this year in a way they might not have last year. Because I don't think the Celtics had a really hard road to the championship last year. I think we can probably all agree on that. And if you have to face Cleveland 7 games and you have to face OKC 7 games this year, I think you're going to be tested big time. And let's not forget that a lot of people before the Celtics actually broke through had questions about a jump shooting team that takes this many threes winning a championship. Because again, what do you do when it doesn't go in, right? Jaylen Brown has to be so much better. But I really reject this notion that he's just so definitively, capable of isolating on Lou Dort or Case and Wallace. I feel like y'all really give those two defenders credit.
No.
And I don't think we're giving enough credit to the OKC Thunder for going in on the road without 2 of their 3 best perimeter defenders and winning this game. Because, Jalen Williams and Alex Caruso did not play this game.
If this is a final series, Jaylen Brown is going to have, he's going to have a horrible time. If this is a final series, because he's getting clamped.
It just depends on who's covering him on that possession, how aggressive he is. He's still he even body Chet going to the rim and got a floater over him, so he can do it. It's just he has to play within himself.
I don't feel like we appropriately rate Case and Wallace. Like I just feel like because his role is so inconsistent and the numbers are not super gaudy, and maybe
he's one of the 5 best defenders on their team. Like he is. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't feel like we give him enough credit league wide. Like I think this dude is really good. Yeah,
like I think he should start on almost every team in the leagues.
Yeah,
I would start him on almost every single team in the league.
He'd be a great 2 guard to start on every team, basically. Yeah,
facts. He's so positionally versatile. I feel like there's not a lot of guards where I feel like I could put a 4 on you in the post, and I'm not super comfortable I'm going to score in that matchup. Case and Wallace he works hard.
I mean, he a little light in the tail, but he's really good. It's just bigger players that he can struggle with.
Aaron Gordon on Case and Wallace in the post. I'm not completely confident Aaron Gordon is making that shot.
Well, I think also too, I want to add Jason Tatum to that list. You know what I mean? I think if Jason forced the issue versus Case, that he could win that one too. But again, OKC deserved that win. I feel like I'm crediting them now.
Let me ask you a question. Do you feel like SGA forced the issue last night, or was he just playing?
They tried a lot of stuff on him, didn't they? They tried a lot of stuff on him, didn't they? They kind of got out of sorts. They tried to pick him up full court. They tried to double him.
Y'all got to stop bringing up SGA and Tatum and Brown discussion anyway. Like Tatum and Brown. Well, Tatum, let me say this, is an elite scorer.
Brown.
SGA is a generation. This is not normal what we're watching with SGA right now.
Yes, it is. It's normal for elite players like him. Like it's not.
There's nothing normal about this.
100%.
It's not like the greatest seasons of all time, Joe.
Yes, sir. We are.
There's nothing normal about that. There are plenty of seasons in NBA history where not one player has touched SGA levels or Jokic levels, frankly. Many seasons in NBA history where not one player has been as good as this dude. So yes, it is exceptional.
We actually
say that.
We did this on another platform, but I think somebody asked me to name the 5 best guard seasons of 2000. So I think I had SGA at like 5th or something, but which showed how great he's been. Like he's been. Yeah,
Man.
I mean, but it was Kobe 05-06. I'm saying, but it was like
y'all remember?
Yeah, it was
me putting SGA over 2017 Curry, and everybody lost their minds. Since that day to this day, it is aging like
It's
like
not.
fine
It's
wine.
not aging
I don't
the
know
way
who
you
pushed
think. No,
from 2000
Was
to
it
2000.
16 Curry or 17 Curry?
It
Well, he
went
said
from
17
crazy
Curry.
to maybe to shit. Did he just see the future? I think he just saw the future.
I wouldn't hear that day.
From 2000
and by the way,
to 2025.
what I say, I'm not wrong.
Sure.
I'm early. I'm not wrong. I'm early.
I mean, you were wrong and early about the Luka trade because you were wrong because it shouldn't have happened, but you were early that it did happen.
From
go ahead,
2000 to 2025. So Bryant, Curry,
15-16, Brian 05-6.
Bryant,
I don't care what
Curry,
nobody. The 18-19 Harden year, like not even a question.
SGA. Let's see. In terms of guard seasons.
And then the 17-18 Harden season, if you want to include that one.
Yes,
but
I'm getting Russ also in 17.
No, SGA is way better than that version of Russ. No disrespect. No disrespect.
Wow. So essentially, what was so? All right. Maybe
Way
right.
better.
Wade 09. Wade 09. That's right. Key. I forgot. Wade 08-09. Yeah, that
way
too.
better.
So Wade in 09. So that's 5, and arguably, so arguably, Russell Westbrook in 17. So you're talking 5. So you're talking 5 or 6 different guys, right? So 5 or 6 different guys over the last 25 years. So this happens once every 5 years? All right, I can get with that.
I wish all I know is chill. As much as you say you wouldn't like Harden, all I know if James Harden 18-19 was playing that defense yesterday, he would have. He got 12 free throws in the fourth quarter. That's all I'm saying.
This SGA season is less common than a leap year.
Shout out. Anyway, Ron, it was a really good game yesterday. I do think if JB shows up, they probably win that game still, but it's not his night.
All right. Before we get to the next segment, obviously the title of the show is "Did we just see the 2025 NBA Finals?" I'm running a poll right now asking you guys who would win the final series, OKC or Boston. While you guys go vote on that poll, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe, make sure you keep going in the comments. We will get to your super chats here in a second. But before we do that, fellas, I need to ask, have you downloaded PrizePicks yet? Have you used the promo code panel? Have you got back $50 instantly in promo funds because you only played $5? Well, PrizePicks is so beautiful and easy to use, and it's so nice that all you have to do is choose 2 or more players. You choose more or less on their player projections. You decide how much money you want to put on it. You use promo code panel, and after that, you get the cash out. And we're going to show you guys how to do that right here, right now. This is what we rocking with today.
Yo, you cooked on the Jamal Murray thing. I apologize for pushing back on that. He had 12.
It's all good. You know, Leicester going Leicester. But here we go, y'all. We got Austin Reeves, 34.5 PRA. Obviously, they are playing the Milwaukee Bucks, whose perimeter defense can be suspect from night to night. And also, LeBron James isn't playing. And also, Luka Doncic is going to need some help. And also, Austin Reeves is just, quite frankly, been getting busy this year. So we're taking more on that. Cade Cunningham, 9+ assists against the Wizards. You guys remember, I think just 2 days ago, they played the Wizards, and we took this same bet. And Cade Cunningham had more than 9 assists. So that's the logic on that. Ox, what you rocking with?
I'm taking the DeMar DeRozan over on or more on 3. She's got to make 2. And I just need Jimmy Butler to make 1. So today I'm going with 3s.
All right, that's how we rocking. What is scroll up a little bit? 20 turns to 270. That's nice. That's nice. All right. Y'all know what to do. Download promo code panel, and we'll rock from there. Fellas, before we move on.
I can't believe you put $270 on DeMar DeRozan hitting 3s.
We didn't put $270 on. We put $20.
He low key been.
He's shooting. He was shooting.
Your
50%.
others
games,
might hit.
like
So in the end, it might just come down to DeMar DeRozan.
I tell you who I'm not putting money on.
DeMar DeRozan been hitting for me. So
Who are you not putting money on, Swipe?
you might want to put some money on that too.
Next super chat round.
Who are you not putting money on, Swipe?
One of these guys over here. Next super chat round.
I wouldn't put it on Joker. He the one who sold us last night, and then
Luka with the points, rebounds, and assist.
Because Jokic sold us last night, and then Luka sold us the night.
Assist.
Luka sold us the night before. So
I could have told you he wasn't hitting the rebound. He hadn't rebounded well versus that team.
Dudes keep selling. Luka and Jokic out here selling this.
The Eastern Europeans not doing well for your parlays. I'm sorry.
It's okay. DeMontis almost back.
Yo, fellas. So we talked about OKC in Boston. I just gotta ask one more final question. Chill, you don't have to answer this. We know where you stand, but who do you guys actually got in this series, and in how many games as of right now, as of today?
I got OKC in 5.
What?
I got OKC in 5. All right. That's what
I still got Boston winning this series if it came down to it. I just think they are the best combination of basketball and talent that we've probably seen in the NBA in quite some time. So I know we don't like the volume of threes and the shooting variance that comes with that, but they get 3 or 4 games where they're shooting it well, or even in the other 2, they defend well, because I'm also questionable about OKC's offensive personnel outside of Shea, and if they'll show up in the series. So I still got Boston winning the series.
Swiper? Pin?
That's tough, dog.
It's not that tough.
Hush. I'm probably going. I'll say OKC. It's tough, man. It's probably gonna be. It could be a 7-game series. I'm not gonna lie. And at that point, 7-game series is SGA in his first finals going to be able to close that out. That level of shot making with J-Dub versus Tatum, because Tatum got some crazy game 7s. I think right now, smart money will be Boston takes that down. Tatum has another 45-point game or something like that, something dumb. But then again, OKC might not be fazed by anything. Like what if there's a world where SGA just doesn't care? Like there is no such thing as like shot variance or pressure. It's just I feel comfortable wherever I am.
I think we're in that world.
No, we don't know if we're in that world. You never know. Jordan wasn't even in that world, respectfully. He had a bunch of clankers. Probably the Celtics. I'll probably take
contemplating the meaning of life, or
I'll probably take the Celtics in 7.
Series.
He did. Jordan did have a lot of clanks though, late game clanks in the 80s, but that's a whole other conversation. No social media around the time.
Pin?
OKC in 5.
In 5. Wow.
Yeah, I don't need to put my hand on my head like that and sit there and wax poetic for half an hour.
Are you referring to somebody that just went, or?
Yeah,
no.
Talking about swiping.
No, he said he is off. He said he does not eviscerate Nigerians, and so he knows where he has changed up his mode with me now. So
yes, I have.
You're Nigerian?
Yep.
Well, Swiper, you can't scam me into not obliterating.
Whoa!
I got OKC winning that one. I'm not even sure if I got the Boston Celtics making it to the finals.
Possible.
Honestly, hold on. There is a trend in the NBA of no repeat champions, right?
Yeah,
it's been going on for a little while. I think that trend is going to continue. It is really hard to go back to back. I really just believe that. Like, it's hard to go back to back, and I'm not necessarily sure. I think the Cleveland Cavaliers could beat them, but it wouldn't surprise me. Is there another team in the East that you think could knock out Boston?
Yep, sure do.
You feel say Indiana?
Yep.
Indiana?
I love Indiana. I feel like I've been talking about them for the summer. I love Indiana.
Milwaukee, Cleveland.
Milwaukee ain't beating nobody. You see, they can't guard. They can, man. Trade Giannis.
Am I the only one to feel like the Celtics walking through the Cavs, or am I?
Yeah, you're the only one that hasn't watched ball this year.
No,
yeah.
No, I've
you and Chill.
I've definitely watched
you and this guy. You and this guy right here. Hope prayers. Hope and prayers basketball, both of y'all.
Not watching ball is crazy. We get paid to watch basketball.
Hope and prayers basketball.
We get paid for that. Yeah. But no, I feel like the Celtics walking through the Cavs. I feel like that's a bad matchup for Cleveland. Especially that last game. I'm seeing JT Evan Allen. It was
Evan Mobley. He went after him.
All right, bet. And then went after y'all and put y'all away. Shush. Garland
has got to be absolutely special to even.
She ain't said nothing about Garland since that day. By the way, he PTSD.
That is not true. That is not true. I've been talking about Garland. Yes, I have.
He always bring up defense.
He had Hauser in the blender, 100%. He had Hauser in the blender. He had Hauser in the blender, who was one of their better perimeter defenders. He had JB in the blender, no doubt. We always talk about Darius Garland, one of the best ball handlers.
Yeah, handles. That's it. You don't respect his game. Go ahead.
That's not true at all. Ron. That is not true. That's just so not true, Swiper. This is a Dr. X over here trying to get in somebody's head. You're not that good. You're just not.
Dr.
Sorry.
X.
I feel like had Jalen Suggs not gotten injured, I would have actually thought the Magic had a sneaky chance
to do what?
Celtics.
Keep cooking, Pin.
To beat him.
Cooking.
The only reason why you on that train is
Don't
because
turn
of
that heat down.
That's the only reason why you saying that shit, Ox.
And you only put the congrats
You ain't
for 20
saying
minutes.
no other reason.
20 minutes on media.
I don't care what the reason.
30 minutes on
I don't care what the reason is. As long as I got a reason, I can stand on it. So whether my reason is Paolo or whether it's France, if my reason was Wendell Carter, as long as I got a reason, I'm standing on it. And keep cooking.
Yeah, I said what I had to say.
Oh,
I think they wouldn't even beat Detroit, respectfully.
But my Don King.
They wouldn't even beat Detroit. They wouldn't even beat this Detroit team, by the way. I just want to be clear about that.
Oh, yeah, but the Indiana Pacers are the team.
Pacers are better than both of them. Yeah, they're better than both of them. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. If you Ox, look at me.
I'm not looking at you.
No.
That's why, just keep looking at me. Bro.
If you ain't watching the Pacers, then I don't know what to tell you.
I see the Pacers. I'm watching the Pacers. I'm watching. Like Real Talk said, we getting paid to watch basketball. Saying we don't watch ball is crazy. Come on. All right, what?
No, shout out Amelia Perez though. I watched that movie last week in Knock. It was really good.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Zoe Saldana won an Oscar. She won best
what movie?
Actress. Amelia Perez.
That's the name of the movie?
Yep, Amelia Perez, name of the movie, and Zoe Saldana won Best Actress for it. It was really good. She's Dominican, which is why I thought about that.
Good job.
All right, y'all. Well, it's time to get into the other big game from last night. We are going to take our talents.
Rip the Band-Aid off. I know you've been teasing it for a while, and Swiper's about to have a vein pop in his head.
It's no vein. I feel very relaxed.
What game? You talking about Rockets Suns?
I wish that Shingun pass. We can talk about that.
I'm sure you would like to talk about
behind the back. Yeah.
I'm sure you would like to talk about that, but we must talk about what the Minnesota Timberwolves did to the Denver Nuggets last night in Denver, by the way. This one wasn't really close.
I apologize. I feel like I was not familiar with your game, Julius Randle. 11-0.
I'll never believe it.
In the last 11, Julius Randle.
Great regular season run from him.
Y'all about
great regular season run.
No, Ox, no. Ox, no, no, we not. No, they not. Ox. Because when I'm up here, and I got my George.
That's a two-time All-NBA player right there in the regular season.
And I'm ducking punches and I'm swinging and these dudes is steady going off about Julius Randle. Like, he is straight garbage. He can't play a lick. There's nothing good about his game. He straight sucks. Meanwhile, he gets back in the lineup.
I feel like that's Mars. That's Mars who feels that way. I do not feel that.
Well, I don't believe in Julius Randle in the playoffs in one hit. So no, I'm all the way on. I'm all the way. Please give Julius Randle ball in the playoffs. 100%. Yeah, I'm all the way in on that. 100%.
This one too.
100%. I don't believe. I will not believe until it happens at all. Like, I'm not a Julius Randle believer in that way.
Interesting.
Now, Chill was wrong all the year, and then he's been right the last 11 games. So now he want to do a victory lap. But let me ask you this question, Chill, as the basketball savant of our group, the one who scored 9 points on Kobe.
Oh, give me here we go.
Do you feel like the Nuggets just are soft versus the Wolves? Because I feel like that's the best description I can put up. They play soft. They look soft. Especially the 2 and 3 options.
I think Minnesota took you out of everything that you was trying to do. And I think that they kept you out of everything that you were trying to do. I don't think that the Denver Nuggets are soft. I just feel like Minnesota is equipped to handle you guys more than anybody else. And I think that that's largely due to how Jamal Murray, who is their primary ball handler, how he's guarded. Because you take him out of the offense, you take them out of the offense, because now that puts even more responsibility for scoring on Joker, which he does not want to do. He wants to score the basketball, but he wants to do it within the flow of the offense. He wants to do it within the flow of the other guys. But that doesn't happen when Jamal Murray is taken out of the offense, which is exactly what Walker Alexander does, which is exactly what Anthony Edwards does, and neutralizing MPJ, who has given the Lakers hell, neutralizing him and taking him out of the offense, now again puts more heat on Joker to score more. And when you do that, I think that's a recipe, and that's a recipe for disaster for Denver. And on top of that, they make you guys guard in spaces that you don't want to guard. I mean, I'm watching Julius Randle get downhill on Joker, getting to the rim on Joker. When he's got whomever he's got in front of him getting downhill and getting to the rim and putting pressure on the rim, that puts a lot of heat on you guys offensively, because dealing with that all night wears you down. So I like what I saw from Minnesota yesterday. Now, what I don't want to do is I don't want to discount Ron. You know, this is the arithmetic part of the test that I'm in right now. Like, we didn't get to the algebra or the trigonometry yet. We in the 7th grade arithmetic part of the test right now with their schedule. The schedule is what it is. So we got to beat who's in front of us, but this is the arithmetic part of the schedule, with the exception of Denver. And they're doing that. I won't argue that, but I like how they match up against Denver. I do.
If this is a first round series, Denver's going home in the first round.
You got them out, real talk? You got
I got the Timberwolves beating Denver. I think this is just, some teams just have your number, and I just feel like the Timberwolves have a beat on the Nuggets. I feel like this is also one of the few times where I see Jokic like dominating, and it's really not like swaying the outcome of the game. Like Jokic was amazing in that first half, and so was Russ. Shout out to Russ also. He was good in that first half. But it really just, it doesn't swing the pendulum when they can hamper Murray how they do, when they can hamper Michael Porter Jr. how they do. And then on top of that, everybody knows if you get 2 feet in the paint and you go up, that, you know, it's free eats at the basket. So Ant plays well against the Nuggets. That offense comes alive against the Nuggets. Jaden McDaniels plays well. So I just think that between hounding Murray and playing a good offensive game against the Nuggets, because they can't really guard in space, just like Chill brought up, or at the rim, I got the Timberwolves beating them in the first round.
I feel like not enough people are talking about how good Dante DiVincenzo's been over the last little bit. He has really struggled in the beginning of the year, and I was one of those really random people who said that I thought Minnesota won the trade. That's accounting for the fact that I think Karl Towns is a better player than Julius Randle, but I thought Dante DiVincenzo was just that good. And I feel like over the last 8 games, he's shooting 70% true shooting. And he's playing a lot of minutes. He's playing major rotation minutes, borderline starter level minutes for this team. And I think he's really impacted their spacing. I think he's participating defensively. And I think he's just he's been probably the biggest revelation for me.
Well, I don't think he wanted to be there in the beginning. I think that the Knicks had a plan, and before Julius Randle was traded, they were looking at having that crew together. And then when DiVincenzo got shipped to Minnesota, I think that did something to his psyche. Not that Minnesota wasn't a good team and they weren't going to be viable in the Western Conference. I think that did something to his psyche, where he had to now adjust to being on a team that was completely different, a system that was completely different, as opposed to knowing for a fact that I'm playing with Tibbs, I'm playing with all of these guys, and I'm going to get run. There's a certain amount of shots that I'm going to get. The system, I'm more comfortable in it. We go from that to now playing in Minnesota, where the system is completely different. Now I got to rely more on, 1, my offense, and 2, Julius Randle, who was with me in New York. I got to rely on him getting me shots. Plus, I got to rely on guys like Rudy Gobert and guys like that, I think that did something to his psyche early. But then eventually he came around. On top of him getting hurt, I think it did something to his psyche. But I think eventually he came around, and he's getting better. He's getting much better. He's gotten much better. I mean,
you know what's funny though, Chill? Remember, you were one of the main people who said that basically one of life's laws, things take time. Remember when the trade first happened and the Wolves got off to a slow start and everybody panicked? They said the Wolves lost this trade. Julius Randle sucks. All the overreactions. You said just give it some time. They just put the screw together.
Yep. Yes.
Did that happen?
That's exactly what I said.
You conceded probably 2 months ago, though. I'm pretty sure I remember you conceding that.
I said that. I had them in the NBA Finals, and then I said that I think I was wrong about that. And it didn't help that the slow start that they got off to in the Western Conference, and that's why they haven't moved up in the standings. I mean, they've won their last 11 games, and they still where they are. Why? Because Golden State's winning. I think Golden State's won. I think they lost one time since the All-Star break. Houston's still winning. In any other scenario, I think that Minnesota is moving up in the standings, but everybody else has been rolling. So because everybody else has been rolling, it makes them look inferior when in reality, this is a good team that had to adjust to probably their best offensive player in Cat, who was doing what he was doing. Now he's out of the lineup, and we got to replace him with a less than player in Julius Randle. And now we got to play different in a nightmare Western Conference. So now it's going to take some time to adjust. And for a while, they didn't look like a team that was going to be viable, but they've gotten a favorable schedule. Julius Randle coming back from injury has played a lot better, getting downhill with the best of them. Anthony Edwards has been cracking the long ball even better at this point. I don't love, because I'm watching it yesterday, I don't love, and you guys know how I feel about Rudy. I don't love Rudy in this lineup. I feel like he slows them down. Offensively, I feel like he slows them. When I watch him, I just maybe it's because he's coming off injury. He looks slow, and I feel like he's slowing them down. That's not to take away from what he does for them defensively, because I think he's still great as a defender. But I feel like he's slowing them down. I feel like they could do other things when he's off the floor.
He can't catch and finish at the rim consistently. There was a few lobs he didn't finish. A dump off pass, I think he didn't finish. So
missed that lob.
But he's always had those kind of struggles. That's why it's been overrated for quite some time.
What's good, MTO?
What's good, bro? Y'all doing good?
What up, bro?
Yep.
Yeah, what's up? What's the word?
Nothing much. Oh, by the way, Swiper, I know I was like the only person on that whole list that somehow got forgotten, but yeah, I'm MTO.
No. Yeah, shout out. There's a lot of names I was looking at. I know exactly who you are. I didn't know who said Pin. What was your full name on that Pin? What was it? What's your Twitter handle?
Pensari Basketball?
Yeah.
Shut up and sorry basketball. But
is there a world?
Go ahead,
Ron. Is there a world where, if you look at the standings today, because I think the Nuggets, I think you guys are in third place in the West.
They're tied for 2 right now. Yeah,
they're tied for 2. So if the playoffs started today, I think that you guys are in third place. So with that being said, is there a world where you can quite possibly avoid some teams and make a run?
I mean, if they played Golden State right now, I just, again, everything is matchups. Like, I think they would still match up well versus that. We've had this conversation a month ago. And then they'll play Memphis in the second round or the Wolves. Then they will play OKC or whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, y'all, I feel like and you didn't ask this, but I'm saying this again. The Nuggets have so many flaws this year across their roster that it's like they don't have the pieces on the perimeter, especially, I think, to be able to adequately defend when they need to, except in spots with maximum effort. They just don't. I think that they're too reliant on an older scheme that they've used for years, but with a worse personnel to execute the scheme. Even just like their corner defense yesterday on the rotations was terrible. Like, they were giving up wide open 3. Jaden McDaniel got back-to-back threes. But in this matchup in particular, the biggest thing I have is Malone yesterday. Obviously, no Aaron Gordon is what makes this series, was made the last 2 matchup what it is. Like, if they don't have AG, they don't have the size on the inside for Julius Randle for rebounding. But also, too, like, Malone had watched them get out-rebounded the last 5 games, they got out rebounded in game 7 in the second half, which is what lost them the game because they couldn't secure the boards. And I just think you can't consistently do that. And for the Wolves view this matchup like the Nuggets view the Lakers matchup. For them, they feel like they have advantages. For the Nuggets, they feel like they have advantages. And I think you have to be able. But there's 3 sides to this. There's the fan side, which fans are pissed. They want to solve the Wolves thing. The media felt like the offense was the issue yesterday, and I felt like it was the defense and the rebounding. And then there's the players. The players don't feel anything about this. You look at the interviews yesterday, they just feel like they're at a horrible point in their schedule. They're beat up and they're tired, but they wanted to give their best effort. They did, and they just weren't able to generate enough energy to play the entirety of the game. Because they got it within 5, and then they got ballooned to 24 points. They just didn't like they had the requisite energy in this stretch of basketball. And then if you ask Malone is saying the guys are tired, but he's also saying no Aaron Gordon in this matchup means they have to play smaller.
That's a problem. That's
playing smaller. But I'm also saying why are you playing three guards in the starting lineup versus Julius Randle, Rudy, and Jaden McDanielson? So it's a mix of things depending on who you ask. I think they just play soft versus the Wolves, and I don't think the Wolves don't play that way versus almost anybody else.
When you say that they play soft against them, Swipe, but is it a product of what Minnesota does? Because I don't think teams just play soft.
That's the thing. They're not even doing any. They're Minnesota's not doing anything different than other teams have done. It's this matchup in particular. They come out very slow, and Minnesota comes out very fast. I don't believe you can do that on a consistent basis and then just hope you'll pick it up over time when a team has a mental advantage over you. So that's what I'm saying. It's like I think they're playing too soft. I think they play at their floor versus this team. And Jokic yesterday had 34 points on like efficient, but it didn't matter. Like the fact that Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., they were 1 of 10 in the first half. And I think they were 7 of 25 yesterday. Like Porter's a no-show versus this team. Like no-show. And I just don't think that works.
I feel like the Nuggets are used to having like certain physical advantages over most matchups, and against the Timberwolves, they just eradicate those kind of advantages. So usually Michael Porter Jr. being 6'10", coming off curls and dribble handoffs, can get a clean look at the basket on his jump shot. But now it's Jaden McDaniels at 6'9" telling him and getting a rear contest in. So like it's just they match up well. They play them very physical. Jamal Murray, another one, is usually a guard around 6'4", 6'5", can get a matchup that he kind of likes. Outside of Mike Conley, who doesn't spend much time on him, that's tough for him as well. You got Ant picking him up full. Alexander Walker's picking him up full. McDaniels from time to time. Like it just gets challenging outside of Jokic in that matchup. The reason why Russ was doing so well yesterday is because he still has that quickness, that burst, the strength to get into the paint, get paint touches and stuff like that. So outside of those 2 players, it's not much physical advantage. So now you have to rely on skill and shot making, and if that's not going, it gets rough out there against the Timberwolves for the Nuggets.
I don't know the numbers on this, but how often would you say the bigger team wins in the NBA?
How often do the bigger teams win? So
yeah, if you had to estimate, I have no idea what the actual number is, but like,
you mean like win the championship? Or you mean like game to game?
Game to game.
Biggest.
I remember the Lakers when they played against Houston in the playoffs. They were bigger than them. They ended up winning. I mean, the Warriors. I mean, when they won the championship, they won with a small ball lineup.
Yeah, that's the exception. That's the exception to the rule. But I mean, they did have a 6'11" dude at small forward.
They did have a 6'11" dude at small forward, sure.
Okay, been small all season, beating the brakes off everybody. I know they got their Twin Towers back now, but Chet didn't get back till January, and iHeart went out after that.
Can I ask?
Cleveland's huge.
So the biggest teams in the NBA currently. This is from Vegas Insider. This just is height. Lakers. The Lakers average 6.7 They're the biggest. Denver's second. Portland's third. Milwaukee's fourth. Atlanta's fifth. Orlando, Indiana, and then Boston and Memphis. So the biggest teams are Lakers, Denver, Portland, Milwaukee, and then Atlanta.
This information is bullshit because a lot of the players that are making up for that are injured. Like if you're looking at Atlanta being big, I'm assuming Jalen Johnson is a really big part of that, and he's injured. So
I wish they would start doing this, and I know I say this a lot, but I wish they would start doing this like off of like stand and reach instead of like how tall you are.
I mean, they probably haven't.
I agree completely with that because
it just makes so much more sense.
Right.
But Pim, what was the point you were making though? How often do the biggest teams win?
No, I cannot see an advantage in the modern NBA to being a smaller team.
I saw
having those big guards, like having those big long guards, and going away from that sort of traditional point guard, putting the ball in your best player's hands, like what the Denver Nuggets do. Like, who's the traditional point guard in Denver? Jokic, Murray. Like that's neither one of those guys are right. Russ, I guess, is the closest that you would have to it, but they won a championship without that player, and they had it in Bruce Brown's hands. So I don't know. I think, this archetype, like that small point guard general, is just kind of going away.
Were you saying Jamal Small?
No.
Oh, I'm about to say, yeah.
I'm saying like that atypical, style of team construction where basically it's in your wings' hands.
Yeah.
You know what
Can I ask what the conversation we're having is about? Yeah, I feel like
that's a great.
We're talking about the Nuggets and we're talking about the Nuggets in Minnesota.
Okay.
Because Minnesota's a huge team too, right? Like you think about it, they got three behemoths in there, right? Nas Reed, Rudy Gobert, and they got Julius Randle. And by the way, Jaden McDaniels is huge too.
But then they get small quick though. That's the thing. And 6'4", Conley small, Rob Dillingham small.
Defensively, the extended wingspan and the size allows you to play in the gaps a little bit.
That's why OKC's so good. They're long as crap.
Exactly. That's exactly it. You shrink space when you're bigger.
I think
they're more athletic too. Don't leave that part out.
Yeah, I think the problem I have with the Timberwolves team is I feel like they're really still only really built to play against the Nuggets. Like anybody that they want to play against, that's what they built their team to be. Even though I know they did the trade to get Julius Randle, but it's like Julius Randle still gives them size. I like the playmaking he's been doing. I like that he's trying to find a role on the team. But I feel like their team is still set up really just to focus on the Nuggets. And I really don't see how well they match up with what I consider to be like the real contenders of the the West. And I think that's where their team.
Well, they match up. They can play well versus OKC. I think they've proven a concept. I don't know with Randall on the floor in that series, but I think Nas and Rudy, yes, I think that's a. Or even Randall and Rudy, Randall and Nas, depending on how.
Yes, why you say that? Why can't Julius?
Rudy's their second best player, but I don't know to tell you. Like I know people don't like Rudy's game, not you.
Well, you don't know to tell me. Find something out to tell me. How come Julius Randle can't play against OKC, Swipe?
I would say because having him and Rudy on the court and the spacing issues they would have against two big lineups would be a real problem. And I think you need Rudy on the court to keep them from getting into the paint continuously. Because I think that's what the Mavericks did.
Julius is a spacing issue. Why? Because I've been hearing this all season, and I'm just being
Julius could play out the outside, but I don't think the way teams will guard them with Rudy, because it's not just Julius, it's Rudy has to camp in the paint because Rudy can't do anything outside of that. Julius can, but functionally, like Rudy's best optimized as a pick and roll big on the offensive end. So if you're running pick and roll, then there has to be you have to have a clear edge and clear in the paint to do that. That's why Anthony Edwards had to step his 3-point volume up this year because the paint was blocked.
I liked what they did. I liked what I seen them do against y'all a couple of times out of that Horns yesterday. When what was it when Julius went set the first one across to Ant? No, not Julius. I'm sorry. Rudy went set that one, and then Julius set across one for him, and Rudy ended up rolling to the rim. And I was kind of like watching, and Rudy got like wide open dunk and all types of stuff. That Horns is
that's good action. It is good action, especially when it's delayed. I like it. I do.
Well, the biggest
thing you know why? Because it's basic. You know what I'm saying? That's elementary shit on as far as offense goes. You know what I mean? Sometimes it doesn't have to be this big production and whole bunch of extra shit. You know what I mean? Hey,
Right.
I like that. It's simple, basic, and it was kind of effective against y'all.
I didn't know exactly what horns was because I didn't understand the terminology. I was like, what are horns? And then you, Ox, specifically showed me. I was like, oh, I know what that is. It's just called something different. I get it. Just change the name.
That happens a lot with me too. I hear people say,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And then I see them,
Right.
oh, it's, it's basic shit.
I know what that is.
Well, and I think too, there's something to be said about Jokic is not a good rim protector. And so what happens is if you have a big, and teams hunt Jamal because Jamal's the easiest find for them defensively. And so yesterday, Ant or Mike Conley, they would basically run a pick and roll, and they would get Julius Randle switched on to Murray, and then he would get him on his hip, so that way they couldn't just get over the top. And now Julius has Murray down low, but Jokic can't come over because that's either Rudy there or it's going to be another floor spacer on the other end, so he just doesn't want to leave. So then he was then able to Julius was getting to the paint, bump, and then yesterday he was hitting his middies, and he's been hitting his middies as of late in the last month or so as well. So I think the Nuggets, for them to work, they have to have a legitimate defensive four on the roster who can do it all, which is what Aaron Gordon was, but he's been hurt this year. And then they have to have a legitimate two who can do it all. And right now they have neither one of those things.
Julius Randle is one of those. I feel like Julius is one of those guys when I'm watching him yesterday with the stuff that he does. If he's doing that, he's so much more effective as a player. But when he's not knocking down that mid-range shot, I feel like that affects the majority of his game. Like his effort on defense lacks, him getting back on defense, now him processing defenses. His game is predicated on him making a shot or making two shots, because now he becomes more aggressive as an offensive player, which now compounds him as a defensive player. He may not be good at making reads as a defender. I won't argue that. He will get on the glass. He will compete on the glass, which you need that when you're trying to win. However, when he's not making shots, I think he can get completely taken out of any game. That's why he struggles so much in the playoffs, because when he's not making shots early and teams are scheming against him and they take him out of everything that they're doing, and that completely screws them up. So if Julius Randle can make shots early, I think he can be effective.
I think Julius Randle, because he's kind of playing a different role than previous seasons where he was going to the playoffs and everything and averaging like 24, 25, being an all-pro player. I think he can replicate what he's doing for the Timberwolves right now. I don't really think that his scoring aggression is that high pitched. I don't think he's looking to shoot the ball 18 to 22 times a game. He's been in his playmaking bag, which is definitely helping out Ant and everybody else on that team offensively. He attacks mismatches well, scores on them at a good clip right now. So as long as he plays within himself, and continues to pass and play make, I think he can be a positive for the Timberwolves in the playoffs. I think those other scenarios with the Knicks, asking Julius Randle to probably average, 24 to 27 points a night in a playoff setting is probably not it. But asking him to do what he's doing right now on this team,
they don't have. He's their secondary scorer, though. That's what I'm saying. Versus other teams in different matchups, Julius is going to have to carry a higher scoring load versus better defensive teams. And I think that's where the issue comes from later on. The Nuggets are not a good defensive team without maximum effort. They just don't, and they don't give maximum effort.
But they could be. So okay. See, swipe it. That's where.
No, I'm saying in the second half this year, they're the top 10 defensive team. In the first half, they're the worst.
That's what I mean.
But so no, but that's an effort thing. Personnel is what they struggle with.
That's
like
exactly
the Warriors, personnel, Thunder, personnel. I mean, even Memphis, Jaren Jackson Jr. and Zach Edey. That's like personnel. The Lakers, I would not say personnel. I would say scheme. I think they could struggle in that kind of matchup if Ant's not going to press the issue consistently. Like there are other teams that have better personnel and I think even a better scheme that are able to really give them issues. I think the Nuggets are just a perfect combination of a lack of scheme, lack of personnel, and not able to give effort consistently. Right. So therefore, there's nothing. Like the Thunder, and I said this last night, the Nuggets would gladly play the Thunder in a series before they'll play the Wolves, because the Wolves don't present the Thunder don't present the same matchup issues as the Wolves do, specifically when it comes to inside the paint stuff. So that's just what it is. Like I just think the Nuggets are I think they played soft.
So with the effort from an effort standpoint, okay, sure, we may have mismatches, but from an effort standpoint, we can still compete on defense. All right, because we've had teams that have mismatch issues, but their effort has outlasted teams. And when you just mentioned Denver in the second half with their effort, yeah, sure, Swipe, but they might have some personnel issues, but the 50-50 balls, like we have to get those. Getting on the glass.
Can we collectively as a community commit? Not Ron. Ron's a troll. Ox is not even a troll. Ox is pretty honest. He stands on business. MTEL, Real Talk is definitely a troll, but he's doing well today. Penn, he's pretty he's pretty committed.
Yo, just get to
every time I call you out on your shit don't mean we
I feel like I don't think the Nuggets are good enough. And I think some of what we're pushing back on is Jokic just having an all-time season. Murray's been playing really well. But outside of that iteration, they don't have a chance right now without playing very good defense. And the problem is, Malone, your best two defenders right now are Zeke and Peyton Watson, but he doesn't trust them to play consistently. So it's like you have a bad defensive personnel out there. And then on the other end, you can't stop anybody or you can't score consistently because teams are putting you in a box because of the personnel you have on the court. Now, they will win games. The Nuggets very well could win a 6-game series through the Wolves, through Lakers, and then through the Thunder. That's their ceiling, though. Their floor, first-round act. And I'm saying that I think the team is just not good enough.
So do you want Peyton Watson and Najee Marshall playing more?
Najee Marshall, I wish he was on the team.
Najee.
I mean, Zeke Najee, my fault.
Yeah, 100%. Because I think at this
Najee
point,
Marshall would really help.
Yeah, Najee Marshall, yeah.
You got to lean defense. Yeah, I forget everything else. I think you have to lean into the defense. I just don't think you can just keep Porter, for me, I think he's played really well, but he's had a step back this year defensively. And if he's not making shots, and he's tentative, I mean, at least you put Peyton and Zeke and, AG and Brown out there. You got 4 legitimate defenders that you can play with. And I just don't think that, I don't think right now that they're unless Porter does what he does. For whatever reason, Porter sees food versus Chet and Caruso. But then on the other end, he's afraid to play versus not afraid. He doesn't play well versus Randall and Jaden and Rudy for whatever reason. I have no idea why.
And Real Talk, you had brought up a really interesting point about Julius Randle, which I thought was going to translate over to when he was now playing with Minnesota. The same thing he was doing in New York, getting guys open looks, having guys like Alexander Walker, now with DiVincenzo, and shooting the long ball away. I thought that was going to translate right over to Minnesota because he was one of the best, kick out passers in the game. And I thought that was going to open up the offense more for Minnesota, but the adjustment period just didn't work. In theory, it sounded like a great idea. It just sounded like with Julius Randle being able to get downhill. I mean, when he was with the Knicks, I think in 23, I think he was responsible for 51% of kickouts on threes. That was second in the league. I mean, they was leading the league. So I'm thinking he gets to Minnesota, this is going to work because you do have long ball shooters. Now, he's not the player that Cat is, but that aspect, that can work. And then on top of that, the defense with Rudy ends up getting hurt. Julius Randle is less than on defense. Mike Conley's looking older than what I thought. And it didn't go. No, he's exactly 37.
But he's 13 years younger than you.
Right.
He's older, and he's 13 years older than Real Talk. He's old. That's old in the league.
100%. He's got a million miles on him. That part I won't argue. It's just that if there's any time to get it together, this is the perfect time to do it because the playoffs are in less than a month.
I will say, I would like to congratulate myself. I said the Wolves are still one of the 4 best teams in the West. A lot of you casuals up here didn't believe me.
Are they?
But, yeah, 100%. Not even a question. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Not even a question.
So they are better than the Nuggets.
Well, I said 4. There's 4 teams. 4.
Yes.
There's 4 of them. Again, Ron, that's why I don't talk to Ron. You see how I left Ron out earlier? Because he does that. That's why I don't talk to him.
What are the 4 teams? I don't talk to him. Okay, because you're about to lie.
Denver, Lakers, Wolves. Those are the 4 best teams in the West. And again, now this casual over here, because he's a jokester, he's going to try to tell you, I don't even know who the other team would be. Memphis?
Who
you
Lakers.
Say?
The Lakers.
He said the Lakers. Memphis.
So say it one more time.
Man, no, Ron, you don't listen. How you a host? How you a host and you didn't hear me talk? I literally stopped him. I stopped the progression and then I said him
Okay, all right. So those are the 4 teams you said. First off, Memphis is definitely in there.
No, they're not.
Hate it, love it, like it.
They
Memphis
are
is in
not.
there.
They
Yes,
are
they
not in that
Memphis,
class.
Memphis is.
You don't even believe that.
Is Memphis in that class?
No, they're not. They don't have the offense to do it. I'm sorry. They don't.
If John Morant,
y'all don't have the
if
defense
John
to do
Morant,
Who's
John Morant, John
And y'all
Morant
don't have the
hooping
defense.
again.
Time out. They are one of the worst equipped teams come playoff time to beat any 3 of those teams. They would get dog walk in a playoff setting. Their scoring is going to come from JJJ. Desmond Bain having a mid-year. John Morant's been mid most of this season. I don't care who they have out there defensively. They're a good regular season defense. I'm sorry. They're not beating nobody. They're not beating none of those 3 teams. None of them. And I told you, casual Ron, I said that JJJ one of the 15 best players in the league this year before you even started, Memphis. I'm just telling you that they're outside the bubble. They're outside the bubble. They're better than the Houston Rockets. They're better than the Clippers, but they're not beating any of those teams. Real talk. You tell me one of them teams.
They have the 6th best offense in the league.
Cool.
Yet you keep saying that their offense isn't going to do anything. All right, Swiper. All right, but
Swiper, have you been watching John Morant lately?
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. No,
great job.
He doesn't get paid to watch basketball.
Let me pull up.
He gets paid to tweet and yap.
I'm on the same show as you.
Hey,
he get paid to watch the NBA.
He comes from the school of hard yaps. That's all he gets paid to do.
School of hard yaps.
No, let me introduce something to y'all though, because I saw this the other day on Twitter. There was a time when the how the playoffs was supposed to be set up. I thought all of the first round matchups would be interesting. So I'm just curious if y'all would like all of these matchups.
Yeah,
so the first one.
I mean, we obviously got the play in, but
yeah,
we can look past
I'm just saying, like, if the 7 and 8 team actually was to win and this actually happened.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that because we can slide in there.
First off, it would be the first matchup, right? Thunder versus Clippers. We know that. We know the history there.
Sweep.
Yeah.
What's the history?
I like the story behind it, even though
unless you're telling me James Harden is doing what he's doing right now, sweep.
No, what's the history though? Let's Swiper. We can listen to some history.
Listen, Shea go back to his old team.
And I will say, Intel, I will say they got the best defender in the NBA on their roster. So who knows? Maybe he makes a difference.
Maybe the Clippers would show us something that we wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
I like Chris,
bro. Yeah. First team all NBA counted.
Real talk. Swiper was talking that Chris Dunn shit last summer. Like he wanted.
I know he been victory lapping that he was right about Chris Dunn.
But this is a nasty lap though. I respect the last lap you taken, but this victory.
Wrong. Would he not be first team all NBA defense if he qualified this year? He wouldn't be first team all NBA. He's been the best guard defender in the league this year. What are you yapping about? What do you mean no? I'm sorry. I'm not asking Ron no more questions.
So he's been better. Thank you.
Yes. Say it. Yes. Wait, on ball? No, not creating deflections and steal. Dyson's been he's 1-of-1 this year. It will be him and Dyson though, 2 guards. They're the 2 guards. Matter of fact,
he's been better than Lou Dort.
Yes. Lou Dort's a wing. He's a wing.
He would be a guard.
No, but Lou Dort doesn't. He's primarily playing guard for them.
There is no guards and forwards.
I know. He's been one of the best 5. I'm saying he's been one of the best 5 this year. He's one of the best 5. That's what I'm saying. You don't watch him. You know Kristen was. You know what school he went to. You ain't know what school he went to. You don't want to know.
Providence. Come on, man. Like,
listen. Chill.
So
go ahead.
Has Chris Dunn as a defender been better than
JJJ, Mobley, Chris Dunn, Dyson Daniels, and whoever you want to put 5th? Whoever you want to put 5th.
Has Chris Dunn been better than Jalen Williams? Are you kidding me?
Who?
No.
Yes. What are y'all talking about? He's not surrounded by a litany of defenders.
No, whoa.
If Chris Dunn's on the
we're not doing that.
He has been phenomenal. Yes. Yes, Chris Dunn's been the best. He has been the best defender of any guard, not on that OKC team in the West. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this. No, you're not doing this. You're not doing this.
You're not doing this.
Yes, he has. Oh, chill. How about do this for me? Do that thing you do, chill. Do that thing you do, chill. Go, get off the phone, get off the call, go call whoever you call, get your stats, and then come back. And they'll tell you why Chris Dunn has been the best defender in the West among perimeter guards.
He has not been better than none of the.
You can't tell me why. I'm not having a conversation with you. You can't tell me why.
Better than none of the 3 guys in OKC. He hasn't.
All right, let me pull this up.
You just seen what Casey Wallace did last night.
Quick.
Go ahead, Pen.
Perimeter defenders. I don't want to only think about guards. I'm saying perimeter defenders that are better than Chris Dunn. Jalen Suggs.
This year.
Yes, just this season in the 24.
Oh,
Yes.
this year.
Jalen Suggs.
Didn't play no
He
games.
ain't played this year.
Yeah.
You know,
He
he's
He
out.
hasn't
out
played
there.
this year.
He hasn't played a lot this year. He's
was
out.
better.
He's out. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
He wasn't.
He
better?
wasn't this year. He wasn't. I'm telling y'all not going to beat me on this. I seen the numbers. He wasn't. Go ahead. This year.
Can we get
This
the
year.
numbers?
Hey,
Is
this
your
year,
Can we get to the
Well, I ain't
numbers?
gonna lie.
Yes. Yes.
Your
I know Mars
argument
is
on
here.
ball-
Isolation
It's a
defense. Isolation
different
defense.
team.
Isolation
on
defense.
ball?
Pick and roll defense. What?
Is your argument on ball?
Yes.
No,
100%. Yes.
It's
Yes.
argument.
100%. But he's also been very good off ball. But he's on ball. He's better than Dyson. Dyson is an off ball demon.
Is he better?
Hell no, that's
It's
not
an
true.
on-ball
Is he
demon
better?
too.
What the hell am I
That's where the
listening to?
Steelers- that's where he's leading the NBA in deflections. No, Dyson doesn't have the same ability to move side to side to Chris Dunn.
Is he better?
What
than
I'm saying.
What?
I watched him last night in person versus LaMelo Ball in them. I
Is he
saw
better than
what he did. He was a monster.
Do you know what
Is he
LaMelo
better
Ball
on-ball
would do to?
defender than Amen Thompson?
We'll do the who. Yeah, I saw LaMelo. You know what he did yesterday? He did nothing. Looked horrible yesterday. Go ahead, Penn. Go ahead.
Melo been
is he
looking
better?
horrible for a
Okay,
while.
you know what? Instead of talking at you, I'm just going to ask you questions.
Please, thank you.
Is he better than Keon Ellis?
This year on ball, yes.
Amen Thompson.
On ball,
No,
guard.
no, that's the
yes.
one I was
On ball
forgetting.
guard, yes.
No,
He's not the on-ball defender. I'm on top.
You're not better than neither of the twins, honestly.
No, well then that's y'all
I
don't
know I
watch
was
Chris Dunn.
forgetting
I'm trying to tell you.
Thompson.
No way.
Y'all don't
Dunn
watch
has
Chris
not
Dunn.
been
I'm not telling you.
Chris Dunn-
I'll tell
I
you.
have watched the Clippers and I have watched him. He has not been a better
Chris-
on-ball defender than Amen Thompson. He has
All
not.
right, go watch.
Not true,
Better
Swiper.
guard defender for sure. Go watch.
I think
100%.
100%.
honestly,
Oh,
watching. I've been fascinated with the Clippers this year. I've loved this team
He has
a lot.
not.
Him and Zoo have made them number two defense in the league, basically. Him and Zoo.
And this
Derrick
is how
Jones
you know.
Jr. is
I
on.
mean,
Bro,
there's
don't do that.
Yeah, but he's the clear
There's
third best team on that
plenty
roster.
of
Though.
participants there.
This how you
okay?
know it's a
Plenty
good
of
matchup.
big
You see
wings.
how I got y'all talking right now? That's how you know it's a good matchup.
Derrick Jones Jr. doesn't exist. Nicholas Batum doesn't exist. Kawhi doesn't exist.
Yeah, they're good
It's-
defenders. But I'm saying Chris has been better than all those dudes this year, though. It's not even, and even
I
Kawhi,
think
like
Chris
Kawhi.
Dunn is
I think
a
it's-
better on-ball
Dale
defender than Amen
told
Thompson.
Ox the
No,
truth.
he's not.
Kawhi ain't played defense in 4 years. That's another conversation.
We
We can go there later.
Let's stay on Chris Dunn and Amen Thompson. Bigger at the guard spot. Bigger,
Shout Ox.
better, bigger, better.
And a
navigation,
worse guard defender than Amen
No,
Thompson.
he is not. Bigger,
Yes, he is.
No, he
He's
is
not a better screen
Better-
navigator than Chris Dunn. You're about to
100%
lie.
He is. Oh
He
my
is
God,
not.
100%.
He
I'm not
doesn't.
trying to-
He is 100% not. I don't know what to tell you, dog.
Not
I
right
don't know what to
here.
tell you. If you go watch him versus all these elite guards y'all been yapping about all year, Chris Dunn been putting clamps on everybody this year. Everybody.
What's his,
Including James Harden. Because he can't space the floor out, so Harden can double.
I think
So
I
what you
think
just
he's
said?
top 20,
Wait a
but-
minute, Penn. Stay right here, Penn.
Yo,
Penn, do not,
nah.
Penn, do not let Penn stay right here. So what is his signature game? Because I watched him at Thompson slow down John Morant. I watched him do that.
Okay.
That was
Everybody
signature.
slowed down John Morant this year.
Actually, they don't. No, that's not
Was
true.
John
And I
Morant
watched
averaging
him-
21 on 53 shooting this year?
I watched him.
Whoop-de-doo.
I watched him slow
Whoop-de-doo.
down John Morant. I watched him wear him down. Chris Dunn. What is his signature moment this season?
Let me pull this up for you. Let me pull
No,
this up
don't
for you.
pull up anything right
Since you're
now.
my
I want you to
friend,
stay
since
with
you're
me.
my friend,
I
I'm
want you
staying
to-
here. I'm right
I
here.
want you to stay with me.
want
We're in the
Memphis to
same
do
place
well.
together, brother. We're in the
want
same place
Memphis-
together, brother. Go
I
ahead.
really want Memphis to do well. I really want Memphis to do well. I can't even tell you. Like I'm just becoming a fan of this team just listening to you talk about them. And I'm becoming more of a fan of this team because you keep talking shit about John Morant. And
Who?
you.
What you mean?
Everybody's slowing down John Morant.
Which is
Okay.
not.
He ain't played well this year. Not relative to other guards. He's still been good.
I'm trying to figure out
I
where this is
feel-
coming
I
from.
feel like-
John Morant's
I feel
been
like y'all
busy
not
this year.
Didn't he have
appreciating.
33
No,
last
he's
night?
been the second best player on the team. Well, he's been good this year.
Okay,
First
and
of all-
the other
Did he do
players
that?
in MVP conversation.
Okay, you're giving me
I
one
think-
game sample. I can give you a year from JJJ. I think JJJ's clearly been better. It doesn't mean Josh bad.
I think
This is
think
the thing.
Jared
Y'all
Jackson's
always
a
try to get me
revelation.
in a box. I think he's been good. You're asking
Okay.
me, and I'm saying relative to other guards in the
Okay,
league, he's
let me
not been
ask
better
you-
than them.
Let me ask you a question. Where do you think JJJ ranks in isolation scoring in the NBA?
Where do I think he ranks? I don't know the ISO numbers for
Just
JJJ.
guess. Take a
Is
guess.
he
Take
top,
a wild
is he
guess.
top 10 swiper?
Top
Is he
10,
is he
top 20,
10?
top 30, top 40, top 50.
Man, I don't like talking about things I don't know about for sure.
Which is fair. Fair enough. All right, fair enough.
But I mean,
If I had to
like,
guess among, what'd you say, Ron? You say something?
This is
Slick?
a guess. This is again, swiper. What,
I thought you said something.
the-
Among forwards or
question is like-
period?
no,
Okay,
peer,
we're just
players,
asking for a
all
guess.
players.
You don't have to. You don't have to know
All
this for a
players.
fact. We're just asking a guess. You watch
Other-
JJJ as an isolation player. Where do you see him amongst the rest of the players in the league? You think he's a top 10 player isolation? You think he's a top 20 player? Let's just take the number. I'm a numbers guy too.
Numbers. You
may
numbers.
I'll take a wild guess. He's probably been 1.01, something like that. Is he around there?
I'm gonna say top 20. I'm gonna take. I don't know for a fact, but I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna say top 20
in the league.
14. That's pretty good.
Which is great, right? And I think that Ja Morant is a hell of a great isolation scorer. And I think that this system that Memphis has tried to implement this year, the depth that they have, I just think people are really sleeping on this team. There's a hallmark for championship contenders where you want to be a top 10 defense and a top 10 offense. They are both. And I don't feel like you putting them outside of the top 4 in the Western Conference. I feel like that's disrespectful.
They're not even ahead of the Warriors. They're not even ahead of the Warriors. You could, Ron. I know you think the Warriors are better than them.
Yeah, and that was going to be my 14 was the Golden State Warriors.
So you think they're better than the Nuggets? Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I just don't. The matchup there. I think the Nuggets are sleeping.
They're not playing their starters into the ground though.
I agree.
You know, and I think that's going to matter. I think that's going to matter because in the playoffs, when those rotations shrink, I think you're going to see a different Memphis team, and I do think that the talent is there. I think they have a real 1-2 punch, like a real star 1-2 punch. Because I'm starting to rate Triple J in like the upper echelon of players in the league.
Welcome to the club. Is he in the MVP conversation?
I thought he was good.
No, he is not in the MVP conversations, and I honestly spit out my coffee listening to that entire diatribe and bullshit debate that y'all
diatribe.
It was a diatribe. It was total bullshit.
But anyway, man, I know
that's crazy. What you're saying about Chill right now is crazy.
But I do legitimately think, and this is not something that I thought coming into this season, that he's a better player than Domantas Sabonis.
Who?
Jaren Jackson.
In a playoff setting?
He's a better player.
I mean, the regular season setting, I think Sabonis has been pretty good this year. But I think people were just down on Sabonis. I think Sabonis has been a really good defender.
The game's going to change in the playoffs. I hate when y'all do that shit. It makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so hey, like I said, that led to a lot of conversation. That was just the first matchup. I thought that was
so old as shit. He's like, whatever.
Oh yeah. Continue, MTL. My bad. See, that's what happens when you let Swiper drive.
Drive.
Hey, Swiper, you finna start sitting in the back.
Go ahead, I ain't gonna lie, he only drove. He didn't kick. He only drove the ball.
They asked me questions about Chris Dunn, and I had to answer them. What do you want me to not stand on business? That's my ox bag. Me standing on business about Chris Dunn.
Then you introduce Chris Dunn to the conversation.
We were having conversation. I don't even remember what we were talking about in totality. We were talking about like the
Clippers.
The Clippers versus Memphis. We're ranking the Western Conference.
Did you catch Ron comparing you to Carlos Boozer yesterday?
No. See, when I ain't there, when I ain't there, Ron talks big. He talks big when I ain't in the room.
Swiper, that's a good comparison.
But when guess what? Pen, in real life, when me and Ron be outside and Ron be looking scared and lost, he be looking for me. Like, bro, make sure nothing happened to me. Make sure nothing happened to me.
All I was saying is you be on the panel cooking on the block the same way Carlos Boozer was.
So if I show up to a bad neighborhood, I gotta find your number.
You gotta find Swiper, yeah, 100%. Don't find Ron. Ron ain't gonna help you.
Well, y'all already kind of talked about the second matchup, but it would have been the Nuggets and Timberwolves. I would love that as a first round personally.
That would be a good rematch.
Swipe, I want to ask you who.
Damn, y'all see, I'm not trying to drive. I keep getting
no. Because I wanted to ask you this when we were talking about that anyway.
Hey, 09 Mello, chill.
Who are the players that you want Denver to have, like on the roster?
KCP. It would be great to have a player like KCP on the roster that could defend. I would love that.
That's Christian Brown.
We should no, he's a way worse defender. We should flop. We should do a jersey switch with KCP in the roster.
Okay.
Casey Wallace would be great. Dyson Daniels.
Playoff team.
Y'all are a KCP away from being a championship contender?
I feel like
KCP has made a difference from them being the 8th best defense basically in the league.
Y'all don't want this year's KCP. I'm gonna say
I think KCP's getting screwed over with the Magic because he's playing next to Paulo and them.
Oh Lord.
His offense has sucked this year. Go ahead, Penn. What were you gonna say?
Is there a single team, if you look at roster spots 7 through 18, is there a single team that's expected to do anything in the playoffs that is worse than the Denver Nuggets?
7 through 18?
7. Let's just, you know what? Let's go
in the playoffs.
Let's go 6 through 18.
6. So Russell, you're including Russell Westbrook in that. You're so disrespectful.
I don't know. Am I including Russell Westbrook in that?
That's the 6th man.
Hey, I'm saying roster spots 6 through 18. So if you think
Yeah, well,
Russell
he's their-
Westbrook
he's
has
their
been at
sixth
least
best
your
player,
fifth
so-
or fourth best player,
No,
Okay.
not even. No, like that's what I'm saying. No, in the playoffs, I don't love Boston's bench outside of Peyton Pritchard. That's just me personally. I think Sam Hauser can be played. I don't think Luke Cornett's any. He's cool.
you know what? Let's go 7 through 17. This is your 7 through 17.
17
roster.
players.
Al Horford would be off the bench too. if KP
Peyton Watson, DeAndre Jordan, Zeke Naji, Jalen Pickett, Vlatko Kanchar, PJ Kanchar. It's Kanchar.
Chanchar.
Kanchar, my bad.
Mhm.
PJ Hall, Spencer
Who?
Jones, Dario Saric.
The bench is
Trey-
gonna is
Trey
Julius Rother,
Alexander,
Jalen Pickett,
Hunter
Zeke
Tyson,
Naji, Peyton
Julian
Watson.
Strather. Jeez,
Mhm.
like I just feel like these roster spots are so important.
I agree with you, which is why Calvin Booth having 5 rookie contracts on the roster didn't make any sense to me during the summer, and everybody in Denver criticized him for it. We all agree. We're all in the same place. 5 rookie contracts. It's not going to work. Yeah, and then but Deron Holmes was supposed to be the 6, but he got hurt.
Y'all did pick up.
MTL, what's the next matchup?
The next one would have been the Lakers and Warriors.
Whew.
Oh,
That'd be
Lake
great.
Show
That'd be
in
a great
5.
series.
Ooh,
Mm.
hey,
Lake
What'd you
Show
say?
in
What'd you
5.
say? What'd you say?
real talk. Don't say that easy.
Yeah.
that
First
fast.
off, this Luka Doncic versus Jimmy Butler.
Look,
You talking about dunker spot Jimmy? I'm not worried about bro. Lakers
Dunker
in
spot
5,
Jimmy.
bro. Yeah, dunker spot Jimmy. Lakers in 5.
You're
Luka, LeBron,
no real talk. Can you
100%
please
healthy.
talk hoops, please? Don't do the
I'm
5.
talking hoops.
Don't do the
bruh.
5. Why?
Jimmy Butler be
Basketball.
in the
Why?
dunker spot now, bro.
I think one of the main reasons why I thought that it was a good matchup for the Lakers is they had Anthony Davis. We don't have Anthony Davis anymore, so they could take advantage of being bigger because Draymond couldn't do anything with Anthony.
You know,
Davis.
Steph Curry right now, chills average is like having one of his most efficient runs ever.
I
Yeah.
think he's averaging 30 and 7 since
Jimmy got on the
All-Star
team,
break.
he been
Something
literally
crazy
scoring
like
like
that.
They've been hooping.
30 every game.
Bro, Steph Curry
like
versus that
30
fake
and 7.
defense and Austin
He had
Reeves and Luka
24
and
a
them.
couple of nights ago.
It's
but
not
yeah,
fake,
it's
bro.
like 30 and 7.
All
But
right, all right.
one of the main reasons
He's
why
been top 5
the
for half.
I know,
the season
real
now.
talk.
It's-
I know the Lakers jargon. I know. Go ahead, chill.
So
One of the
wait.
main-
Now all of a sudden you don't believe in numbers.
Because I don't. I'm
This is
saying it's gimmicky. Yeah,
okay.
you play versus
No.
a Warriors team right now. I think Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry, Jonathan Kuminga with the rest of that roster. I think they're not eating
Yeah.
you alive.
Because we're
But
not
that's very
leaving
good.
them other people wide open.
What
Okay.
other
Oh, yeah.
people? Who are you leaving
You
open
said
on their
Jonathan Kuminga, Draymond.
They don't even
and
run
who else?
offense like that. That's why I know you don't watch the Warriors. They're
I
not
do
just gonna
watch the
camp-
Warriors. What
They're
are you
not just gonna
talking
camp
about?
them in the corner. They don't do that.
No,
They're
no, no, no.
just keeping
So
people in the
what
corner.
are all those other players doing when
Bruh, the Warriors are the second best cutting team in the NBA. They're going to eat you alive. You don't have a rim protector. All right, never
Jackson
mind.
Hayes.
Jackson.
Jackson
Hey, no,
Hayes.
listen, listen, Swiper. I do know real talk's bite. I've heard him on them playback streams. How he be getting off on Jokic. I've heard you before.
No,
I know how he likes to get down. He gets really
Real
nasty
talk
about
is
the
a
Jokic.
hater. He's
He
been a
gets
hater
really
for 3
nasty.
I'm not a
years.
hater. I'm
Yes,
not
you
a
are.
glazer.
He
like
still
Anthony
thinks
Davis
Giannis.
better than
He still
Jokic.
think he still think no matter what happened. By the way,
He said AD was better than Jokic. While he
the
was
Milwaukee
getting
Bucks
dropped.
came with the
bro.
most open threes in the NBA this year, and Giannis looked terrible defensively. But did Real Talk say anything? No, because he always got to defend his guy. But when Jokic, that's going on with Julius Randle. You see, that's him every day.
See what Swiper just said? Did you guys just hear what Swiper? You hear what Swiper just said? Swiper, one more time for the people in the back that didn't hear you. Milwaukee gave up what this season?
The most open threes of any team in the NBA this season. The most.
When I said,
Giannis' fault?
You know what Giannis doing? Jogging out to the corner. And what did
when
he do?
That's all
He fouled Tyrese. He lost the game, fouling Tyrese Halliburton. Where's Real Talk been?
wasn't a
Not said
foul.
nothing. Not said.
But when I said that the
call.
Milwaukee Bucks can't win the NBA championship because they're one of the worst teams in the league guarding at the long ball line, I'm a hater. Phil, you lying about them not being able to guard at the long ball line. I did not say that they give up the most threes. No, they give up the most attempted threes. That's the problem. They don't guard at the long ball line. When you run up on teams like Indiana, when you run up on teams like the Knicks, when you run up on teams like the Celtics, and you can't guard at the long ball line, you're going to get smoked. Straight up and straight down. You are going to get smoked because that's the league we live in today. You have to be able to guard at the long ball line. The reason why Cleveland is at the top of the league, guess what? I think they're number 2 or 3 in the league at guarding at the long ball line. I think
The Celtics are 5th in the league and guard at the long ball line. The Milwaukee Bucks are bottom 5 in the league and guard at the long ball line. In the words of my man Ox, it's a buffet at the long ball line. You get whatever you want against them dudes. You get whatever you want against them.
Barbecue chicken.
Y'all gonna feel real dumb when the Bucks win the East.
Swiper, you
don't even believe that. That's what I'm saying. He's a super fan. He's a super fan. He can't give you a basketball reason why. Real talk's in the PCL. Real talk. Who you playing in the PCL first? Who you playing in the PCL first? Real talk.
I got Mustard. Turn your TV off.
Mustard.
Yeah.
Hey, real talk. Before you got to get up out of here the other day, I meant to ask you a question about Mustard.
What's up?
Hold on.
Which buns do you prefer it on? Your glizzy buns or your burger buns? Or do you prefer ketchup? Or do you prefer ketchup?
Real talk. Do you not eat hot dogs? You don't eat hot dogs?
No, I don't eat hot dogs, but I
You don't
do
eat beef?
a burger. I do eat a burger. I like mustard on my burger. You know what I'm saying?
I had 3 of them last
Burger
night
buns.
at the
He's
Hawks
not
game.
setting you up, real talk. It's okay.
Three? Why would we eat 3 hot dogs?
I hadn't had a hot dog in 2 years.
Hot dogs are
I wanted.
trash.
I like.
Swiper, we are in our
Unpopular
30s,
take,
bro. We
hot
can't do
dogs are
that.
not
really
I had them in 2 years. They were good.
Swiper, them glizzies was so good you had to run back twice.
Look.
I'm just saying,
Let me tell you.
We are in our 30s, bro. We got
Chill.
some
They
legends.
had like the honey chicken. They had honey chicken. They had pasta. I literally put a hot dog on my plate for the first time in 2 years. I said, "Yo, that was good." So I went and got 2 more after it. Look, it was. I feel good. I feel good.
Yes or no? Are hot dogs garbage? Then yes or no?
Hot dogs are garbage. They're not real food.
Oh,
They are
man.
processed garbage,
true.
and they are basically cancer machines. Do not eat hot dogs.
Well, but you can always just go straight to the butcher and get that ground ribeye. You know, get the ground. You know, the good bratwursts and stuff like that. But you still can't eat 3 of them. Swap
And then cover. And then I haven't had them in 2 years. Let me live a little bit, bro.
No doubt. My bad.
It ain't nothing wrong with a good long glizzy from time to time.
Everybody needs a
Go ahead,
glizzy every so
do your
often.
thing,
Like,
Swiper.
You see what happens?
All right,
MTL?
I'm moving on.
Ron, you be getting that.
You started this, MTL. This is your fault.
You be getting that.
Open the door
full-on
for Ron.
glizzy from Sonic?
Next thing we know, we talking about glizzies, right?
How
that's
did we
what
start
doing.
talking about mustard though?
Right.
This
Meanwhile,
is not incel
Swiper,
squad shit.
meanwhile,
That's this dude fault right here.
Meanwhile, Swiper just heard Ox say that the Milwaukee Bucks is winning the Eastern Conference when they got the worst.
Real talk said that.
Teams. They got one of the worst teams in the league at
Wait,
guard
Real
at the
Talk
long
said
ball line.
what?
that the Bucks are walking out of the East. You said that.
I didn't. I've never said that.
You just said they're winning the East. You just said when
Real
they get off
talk.
East.
No,
You
no,
said-
no,
I did
you said-
not.
you
That was
said
Ox.
it was
That was
funny when they get off
This
the
is
East.
the
You
bullshit
said-
I'm
No.
talking about.
What I
Real talk.
hold on. I'm not finna let Swiper just loud my name.
Chill.
Hell no.
You
Hell
don't know
no.
what you said.
I'm not
Did
finna
you
let
say
Swiper
that?
just do that.
Real talk. Did you say
You
that? Yes
said-
or no?
No. Swiper said that the 3-point line was a buffet against the Bucks.
100.
I didn't say that. He said that. Chill said that.
Okay.
Chill said it.
But then you did this. You did
Damn.
this.
Clean your ears out.
You did this. Listen. So then I said the paint against Denver. That's what I said. I ain't say
No,
nothing
you
about the
didn't.
Bucks
That's not
getting out
real
the East.
talk. You're such a
That is
liar.
what I said.
You're
What
getting
are you
put in
talking
the
about?
first round.
You can
He don't even
rewind
remember
it
what he
right
said. Ron,
It is
he's
on
not going to remember what he says in the first segment. You didn't say
That's a
that.
lie.
You literally said verbatim. Chill. What did he say verbatim when he did this? What did he say? The
I
Bucks
said
won.
Denver paint sweet. That's what I said.
No, you said the Bucks are making it out. You're going to look real
No,
funny
I
when the
did
Bucks
not.
make it
That
out the
was
East.
I don't
That
even
was
believe
up.
that.
That was up. That was up.
Hold up. Ox ain't saying nothing. I'm just
Nah,
being
nah,
No,
serious.
you said we're gonna look
You
dumb.
know,
Bucks make it out
you
the East.
people, look here.
Real
You
talk, I
people
can't believe you
don't
said
listen. That's the problem. Y'all don't listen. That's so crazy. Real talk,
right.
we heard what you
This is a
said.
whole
You
panel
people-
not listening, apparently.
Yeah, you
All right.
That's
Can
not
we
what
get
I
back
said.
to the?
I'm
Can we
not
get back
the
to the
right person
original
to comment about
conversation?
that.
Can we do that, please?
The original conversation. I don't know how we got on the Bucks. I don't know how we got on Glizzies. I don't know how we got on. But can we talk about the
I know how
Lakers
we
and the
got on-
Warriors?
I know how we got on Glizzies, but anyway.
Yeah, you asked me about mustard on buns. That's how we got there.
No, I asked you. Is mustard buns?
Nah, Ron, you sick, bro.
No. This is a serious question now. Is mustard buns?
Ron,
Is mustard trash?
No,
Hey,
mustard
I'll
is a
fight
worthy opponent.
I'm
Where
gonna
the
really
gun-
fight Ron. I'm gonna
Please
fight him.
do.
for
He
real.
needs his
I'ma
ass
fight
beat.
him.
Hey,
That's what
this is
Hey,
why I
no,
love-
hey, for
hey,
real though, real talk. Like that's mustard cool. I like mustard and everything, but I
fight
really
Ron.
need you to cook
Me
mustard.
and
though.
Ron. Hey, Ron, you
I'm
gotta
I'm still upset. I mustard about to
gloves
take
up, though.
a
When I see
little
you,
while
put them
ago.
gloves up, because it's gonna be you and me when
About
I
a
see
who
you.
debate?
Dirty ball. It's
A while
gonna
ago.
be you and me. When I see you again, we boxing.
About
that.
This is
about
why I
some-
love the panel, man.
Yeah, wrong.
about
This
some
is why I
things
love
must
the
have said
panel.
about Jason Kidd.
Boy,
We always start at a starting line with the panel, and we never make it to the finish line.
That's
It
what.
never
Okay,
gets
let's
there.
get back to that, Intel. Okay, let's get back focused.
We'll
brother.
get to the
All
PCL
right.
in a second. We'll spend the whole last 30 minutes on the PCL. But look though, MTL, Lakers
got
and
to
Warriors.
Super chats, Ron. No, we're not spending the whole
And-
last 30 minutes. We got super chats,
I
and we ain't
got
getting
a
25 minutes
minute
overtime
to
again.
I don't got time
You're not.
to play with you.
I'm not
100%.
reading no super chats today.
yes, you are.
What?
I got
Matter of
I got
fact-
one of them hot them red lava stone pedicures coming right before chill with chill. So I got shit to do, bro. I can't play with you today, man.
Who taking you there?
Don't worry about that, Ron. Anyway, Intel. As
How
you
many
were
questions
saying.
you asking?
Okay.
Anyway,
Swipe and
Intel.
take you out to lunch. Somebody might be taking you to get you.
I'm telling you, Ops. When I see this dude, it's on site.
Yeah, I'm
yo.
gonna jump.
It's
Okay,
me and Ron. It's me and
Quick
Ron.
rundown. I'm just curious to see which way it would go. Ryan, you can set it up. Just ask each person individually who they got, Lakers, Warriors, if they was to play first round.
All right, Lakers, Warriors, MTL.
I got the Lakers.
Lakers, Warriors, pin.
Warriors.
Lakers, Warriors. Real talk.
Lakers in 5, man. What we doing, bro?
Lakers, Warriors, chill.
Lakers in 6.
Lakers, Warriors, Big Ox.
Man, that Jimmy Butler edition, man, changes things.
You
I
and his
want to say
Bucks.
Lakers. I want to say Lakers in 7. Though I think I do want to say Lakers in 7.
Lakers,
That's rough,
Warriors.
though, man. Shit.
Swiper. Lakers, Warriors.
Obviously, he's gonna put
Boozer.
Lakers.
Is he? Can he hear?
He's
I'll
trying
take
to
it.
listen to something.
Oh, he thinking. Oh, I'm like,
Yeah, I think I'll take the Lakers still. LeBron tells me I'll take Lakers.
my fault. Sorry, but I never can really recognize when you're thinking before you speak.
I always do this.
Doesn't seem to
Real talk.
happen
That's the
often.
difference between me and you. You yap.
No,
Unclear thoughts and then still Sam.
No, facts.
All right, I got one more. Then y'all can go back to boxing. Y'all can go back to boxing after that. The last matchup was the Grizzlies and Rockets.
Grizzlies.
Grizzlies.
Oh, hold
Yeah, I
on.
love
Intel,
this
wait,
series, too.
Ron,
I
listen
like
to
this
this.
series.
Barbecue chicken. Y'all gonna feel real dumb when the Bucks win the East.
That's not me.
That's
Real
really
talk.
off.
Me.
Why
Me.
it sound like Ox got a Houston draw? Rewind that.
What? Y'all got real talk on tape. You heard it.
Hold on, no, that dude kind of
Hey,
sound like you real
Who
talk.
said that?
Play that again.
That ain't my voice.
Yo,
That's
y'all threw
crazy.
the southern accent on Ox's voice.
Y'all placed
crazy.
the gun on y'all placed the gun on that man.
If
He
the
couldn't do nothing.
recording don't fit, you can't acquit. Whatever.
Hey, you know,
say, man. Look, no, that was Ox,
today with all these,
That wasn't me.
today with all this artificial intelligence and all this tampering and stuff,
That's AI.
that is inadmissible evidence we are throwing at shit. Out of
Real
here. I
time
don't know
calling
who
it
that was.
Shaggy. He's saying it wasn't me.
Damn.
MTL, but this last series though, Grizzlies and Rockets. I got to go around the room one more time. This is a very intriguing series to me. Two young teams, two teams that got firepower, two deep teams. They've obviously been successful this season in the regular season. So I gotta ask, and I'm gonna go around in the same order. MTL, Rockets, Grizzlies. Who you rocking with?
Okay, so this one I would love to see this matchup personally. All the ones I was talking about, somebody said that'd be a perfect playoff bracket. I agree. I would literally watch every single playoff game in the West if that was the matchup. So with this one, people know I'm a jog guy. I just watched my team. You know, I like the Magic. I just watched us play the Rockets, and I see. Yeah, if there's a certain point guard not playing on that team, I have zero faith in the Rockets winning games consistently. So, yeah, I have to go Grizzlies. I say Grizzlies in 6.
Wait, you talking about Fred VanVleet?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
They look terrible without him.
That
They
is
really
a
do.
fact. They really do, bro.
Rockets, Grizzlies, pin.
Grizzlies, not close.
Rockets, Grizzlies, real talk. You are from Houston, right?
I am from Houston, so I want to say the Rockets,
Lakers
but
fan from Houston.
yeah, that's how that worked. Probably going Grizzlies though, just the experience. There's going to be a lot of Rocket players first time in the playoffs. We're ahead of schedule right now anyway, so it's not even like, first round exit. Still a great season for the Houston Rockets. You know what I'm saying? Top
Let's
5.
say we.
Yeah, we. I have 2 teams, Lakers and the Rockets.
Oh, you're a poly teamer too.
A poly
You said what?
team?
A poly team.
Yo, Swipe, it's not even Friday, bro. It's not even Friday, dog. Chill out.
Chill. Where
Lakers,
do you have the
Grizzlies.
Rockets finishing at the end of the season? I remember hearing this.
I had him as the top 5 seed before the season started. I still have him there.
Yeah.
Swipey, you don't have a
Chill
second
called
team?
that.
No. I love the NBA, but I don't have a second team that I am fully supporting. Like,
yeah, you creeping somewhere. You ain't that much of a
you're a
man.
You're a Bucks
creeping
and
somewhere.
Pacers fan when convenient.
You don't dabble into the Indiana. You
Might be low key a Pacer fan.
Low
Yeah,
key.
he is.
Not a fan.
Yeah,
Actually,
low-key,
I like the
yeah,
team.
yeah.
I don't know. I like the roster construction. I love the fact they have so many wins on the roster. Mhm.
You're explaining why you're a fan of the team.
No, it's
I
not.
hope you
I'm
know
a
that,
fan of the NBA. I also like things about the
okay.
Lakers too. I don't like the Lakers capitalist system, but I love the Lakers have good players.
So
on
why
their
was
team.
you at the Hawks game last night eating glizzies? What was you doing
Because
there?
I had to take care of some business at
What
the Hawks
bit-
game. How about that?
Business.
Glizzy business?
Business.
You never had a glizzy appointment before?
Yo,
I know I never.
All right, y'all. Hey, no. It's been a great show. We gonna catch up with y'all tomorrow. I'm sorry we only had to go 2 hours today. It's been fun. All right, y'all. We'll let you explain yourself. What's a glizzy appointment?
There's nothing to explain, man. I have business to take care of.
All right,
That's simple.
for sure.
See, Ron something else, B.
I answered the Memphis Rockets question. Ron.
Glizzies.
So
Thank you.
Unbelievable.
I think between the Grizzlies and the Rockets, I'm for sure going with the Grizzlies right now. Especially
What happened?
if Fred Van
we
Fleet
done?
is in question at all.
Nah, this still
Still,
shows.
What are we doing?
You on stage? We live.
Yeah,
We live.
as long as
Nah,
especially,
We just talking behind the scenes now. We had to swipe. We had to end the show.
Stuff
Swipe
they
is
end
just
the
a
show.
show.
especially if Fred Van
Oh,
Fleet's having any type of questionability, then yeah. But I also we talked about it before the matchup. Like if Amin could get with Ja for a full series, and I just don't think he's ready for that yet. So I'm gonna go with Memphis. Wait. But what about Jaren Jackson's health? What are we looking at? Is he okay?
Hey, man,
He should be fine. It's a
back
roll
hopefully
ankle.
soon. Yeah, he should
Just
be
a
back
roll
soon.
ankle.
It's a roll
Okay.
ankle.
Amin also is out for 2 weeks right now with a road ankle.
Right. If everybody's healthy, I'm going with the Grizzlies.
All right, chill. Rocket the Grizzlies.
The exact opposite of what Ox said. I think Amin Thompson will wear down Ja, and I think that the longer the series lasts, I think the more I like Houston in this series. I think that Jaren Jackson can be neutralized on the glass by Steven Adams, and I think that could take away a lot of their offense and their second chance points. I think the longer the series lasts, I like Houston in the series.
My only question, Chill, for Houston is like, in a playoff setting, where are they getting the points from? Like the offense, you got a man who you can sag off of. I mean, yeah, he can get downhill, play, make a little bit, score. But like, can you trust Jalen Green and Sengun to generate quality looks time and time and time again? In
That's what we're gonna have to do. That's what we're gonna have to do, right? And it wasn't. It was the same logic with Ja when he first got to the playoffs. It was the same logic with Donovan Mitchell. We don't know if these guys can do it until they actually do it. Now, of course, we're going off what we see right now, right? But a lot of Houston's offense is generated by their defense. And I love that, especially in the playoffs, when you can condense the game and you can make teams do things that they're not accustomed to doing, because I get to focus on you and you only. That's one of the things that I love about them. On top of that, I think the physicality picks up in the playoffs. And with Amin Thompson leaning on Ja and wearing Ja down, I think that's going to affect their offense. So now what I think it's going to come down to is how much defense can more of our defense generate offense for us more than them, because we are going to be able to score points.
But their defense isn't. Do you think their defense is better than Memphis in a playoff setting, though?
You talking about the Rockets? Yeah, for sure.
Yes, I do, sir. Yes,
better than Memphis.
I do think that Houston's defense.
It ain't been great
better.
lately.
Lately,
I think
again,
Jabari had been out. You know, a lot of that sample size about the numbers. I think they were because I heard y'all talking about this earlier. They were like 15th in defensive rating since the All-Star break or something like that. Jabari missed a lot of that time. Fred missed a lot of that time, and that while collecting those numbers during that time period. So with Jabari, they've been a top 5 defense basically all season. So you can put your trust in the Rockets defense for sure.
I'll just Swiper did this with Memphis just a little bit ago. Now we doing it with the Rockets. Y'all do know, like, and please don't go crazy when I say this, but it's basketball. It's not hard to score. Now you might not be able to score as good as the other team, but it's not. Chill. The Rockets are going to
playoffs. Yes, it is.
Chill. They still gonna finish the game with anywhere from 100 to 115 points.
Well, wouldn't you agree that the Memphis Grizzlies are better suited to survive on both ends than the Rockets are?
If you had to choose between the two, Ron.
I would say they're better suited, but here's my thing though. Is the Rockets are going to get their looks. It's just more so about them making them. It's about whether Jalen Green's hot. Another guy who you guys didn't mention, and I know you guys think he's a terrorist, but we've seen Dillon Brooks get busy in the playoffs. Dillon Brooks can go for 25 on any given night. Fred VanVleet, that is an NBA champion. Fred can get, and you said the same thing about Fred. So the Rockets have these guys though. And Penn is right. The Rockets have these guys. Şengün could be inefficient. Dillon Brooks can be inefficient. Fred VanVleet can be inefficient. Jalen Green can be inefficient. But you know what they also can do? They can all each go on a heater. And so, I mean,
amazing. Hang on. We need to diagram what Ron just said. They can be good, or they could not be good. Great, amazing, super insightful.
But here's the
only a
difference
couple
with that,
teams that have sure shots.
First of all, every single player that you said can be inefficient is literally inefficient. They're not can be inefficient. That's who they are. That's them on a Tuesday.
Respect Jalen Green. I think he's at league average efficiency now.
But on top of that though, Penn, when we're talking about in a playoff setting where we have, let's say the series is tied 2-2, and in the process of that series being tied 2-2, you get a 31 or a 32-point game from Dillon Brooks. You're not prepared for that. You're not prepared for him to go off for 32 points. Even if he did take 29 shots or 30 shots, that is not in your playbook. That is not a part of your plan. That might be the difference in them winning and losing. That part right there, him going for 32.
I don't care if he goes for 32, if he takes 32 shots to get
Dillon
there.
Brooks he doesn't even do that though. You guys hype the shit out of Dillon Brooks with stuff like that. Dillon Brooks don't even do that.
Dillon Brooks not.
Dillon Brooks averages 11 shots.
32 shots. Yeah.
And if he shoot 32 shots, that means he got 60.
I've seen Dillon
Brooks is really good at basketball, y'all.
Yeah, I've seen Dillon Brooks go 9 for 13 and finish with 30 points.
We all already we had a conversation like a month ago on who Dillon Brooks, if we ran down to 30 teams in the league, how many of them teams is he not starting on? How many of them teams is he not starting on?
Even before that, I know I for sure was up here trying to get y'all off of this Dillon Brooks hate train back with the whole poke the bear thing. People start hating on Dillon Brooks because he went at Brown. Now, yeah, that was a bad career decision to, try to stir up Brown like you really had something for him. But that don't mean he's not a good basketball player. People took that shit and just was like, oh, he starts trouble. He just talks too much. He's not good, this and that. I mean, we've seen Brown cook everybody. So getting cooked by Brown shouldn't be the highlight or low light of your career. Dillon Brooks is a good basketball player. I would love to have Dillon Brooks on my team.
What you telling us, Ox, is Cannabis can rhyme his ass off. The fact that he poked LL, that don't mean he whack as a rapper. That does not mean it. He's still nice as a rapper. He just poked LL. No,
I'm about to say people didn't do that back in the day. Remember when Lance Stevenson was blowing in LeBron's ear? People ain't hate Lance Stevenson after that.
Yes, they did. I mean, a lot of them thought it was funny. And a lot of them
got the humor,
but
that's my God.
A lot of people thought it was funny, but then also there was a group. You know what though? Tell me you think about it though. That really didn't hurt Lance though as much as Deshaun.
Well, it was different though. All three of them got slandered for, but it was different with Lance because Lance wasn't like blowing in somebody's ear is funny how I said. Lance wasn't hoo ha ha rah rah and doing all that, poking his chest out at him. Deshaun Stevenson went out in the media and openly said,
"Yeah." Now, Deshaun more so in the Dillon Brooks realm. Like you said, you're the who stopper. Okay, So, that I think that hurt him a little more. I think the Lance thing people kind of took that as funny, more so because I think Lance's personality I think he's more known as just kind of a cool dude. I don't know. But Dylan Brooks, I think Dylan Brooks really got the short end of the stick because he got cooked by Brown. And
I mean,
Brown,
the worst one that we're not talking about is Stanley Johnson. Remember the first year he played with LeBron?
He was in Detroit.
What are you doing? But his career went down in the trash can after that year. I felt bad for him.
I think that was like 17 bronze, something like that. Like
I believe that was his rookie year. He was
he was a rook too. Like, come on, he just got the job.
Dylan Brooks,
you don't make enough money to be talking to dudes like that. You don't. Nuh-uh. You still on your rook deal. You chill out.
Yeah, I don't know, chill. I mean, my thing with that is I'm not mad at any four of them dudes. Like Stanley, Deshaun, Lance, Dylan. I'm not mad at any of them. I'm more mad at people perceiving it a different way. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with talking a little mess. Like, obviously you can go too far and, obviously on the court, like playing any dirty play or whatever, like that's always unacceptable. But as far as just, sometimes people just, that's how some people are brought up to play ball. Like, it's you never know where did you learn to play ball? Where did you learn to do this? Some people, it's just in their nature. Then some people do it. Like for me, Chill, I do that shit with everything. So we could be outside seeing who could throw a rock the furthest. And I'm going to talk some shit. So it's like, it's just, it's not that big a deal. I personally don't think so.
I've seen them type of hoopers.
I don't think it's a huge deal. I just think that, if I touch the iron, it's hot. All right. I know to turn the iron off the next time I touch it. Right. So I'm not just gonna walk up to this iron and burn my way. Whoa, hold on. Like know who you running up on before you run up on them. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying that you can't. I'm not saying that you can't yap. That's part of the game. That's 100% part of the game, and it makes it interesting and it makes it intriguing. That's one of the main reasons why we was doing what we was doing when they played Memphis. In fact, that's what we was talking about. We completely threw off the track how Anthony Davis kicked Jaren Jackson's ass in that series. All we talked about was Dylan Brooks yapping at James. That's what we talked about, and that's part of the game. I definitely get that part, but all I'm saying is when you run up on somebody, you might want to find out who you're running up on before you run up on. That's all I'm saying.
Like Mason Plumlee and Steven Adams last night.
I didn't see.
You ain't see that?
Nah.
Oh yeah.
Shit, but that's one of them ones, man. Y'all better watch out. But I'm not breaking up nothing. I'm not getting. They're gonna have to figure that out.
I will say though, because like. I know you and Chill have both played basketball. I like to hoop. And so I've seen them type of players that you're speaking of. I'm used to playing against all the people that used to play D2, D3 basketball, the overseas guys. I'm used to that. A lot of them use that talk to, hype themselves up so that they can play their best game. Mm-hmm. So maybe Dylan Brooks is just one of those type of players. He has to be that way to, unlock himself.
Max made a good point in the chat though. Dylan also didn't play good that series. So
whoa. Hang on. Compared to James, like he wasn't terrible in the series.
No. Compared to Dylan Brooks,
compared to himself too. I don't think
he was not good.
I think he kind of got caught up into it, like especially that one play when he was all up on Brown. Brown just took him to the bus stop and dropped him off. That was just embarrassing. Like, man, maybe I should relax a little bit. But this is part of the game. I'm not mad at Dylan Brooks. I like Dylan Brooks.
Then and there's certain, to your point, MTEL, there's certain guys. I've seen guys in the league who, like, they'll hit shots or they'll get a steal or they'll have a block. And I think it was a couple of nights ago when I saw Jamal Murray come off. Jamal Murray comes off a screen, a DHO, and it was who am I thinking about? It was Casey Wallace. Casey Wallace was all over him, and he had a tough shot in his face. I'm thinking to myself, I'd have said something to him about that one. I might not be yapping a lot, but I'd have said something to him about that. He would have heard me say something to him about that one. I might not be talking all night, but I would have said something to him about that one. Yeah.
And certain players too, like maybe like the Jaws or Ants. I'm trying to think of somebody else. I'm just gonna use them two maybe for example. I think some of them they talk. It's like a term of endearment, like. The way I'm talking shit to you because it's you, like Ant, like he'll go at it with KD. Like I'm only talking because these are the dudes that I got respect for. Like I wouldn't even speak to you if I thought you was a bum. Like if I thought you was a bum, I'm not gonna be out here, talking bad to you. I'm not a bully, but You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's the way some dudes are like that too.
Yeah.
I think we always gotta, be careful with that. I think people get the bad rap sometimes when it's just a personality trait.
Sure.
Well, here's the thing. We all talk shit from time to time, and that's what makes the sport. And that's also what makes the PCL the PCL. And let's get into it, y'all, because we got everybody up here is going to be participating in the PCL, and this is what the calendar is going to look like. Obviously, it starts Saturday, March 15th, and real talk, you actually kicking the whole thing off. You a must.
Yeah, man. Make sure y'all tune in to the PCL. Again, formidable foe. Must be knowing what he's talking about. So I'm excited to get this 5K. I'm excited to go on to the next round and defeat Swiper in round 2. That'll be the highlight of the tournament for me personally, and then the 5K, obviously. But but make sure y'all tune in. We're gonna have a really good time, man. Be excited. Got some good. I saw y'all got some other people too. Y'all got Riv. Y'all got Nerd Session. Yeah, we okay. Some good comp.
Yeah. So right quick, MTL. Obviously, this is day one. We got Mustard versus Real Talk. Following that, we got Cowboy Bob versus King Capers. We got John D versus Julius C. We got Dion versus Rishi the Great. And then we got Ox versus Matty Ice. Ox, you've already spoke on Matty Ice. Is there anything else you want to speak on this?
I'm not speaking on Matty Ice. I'm speaking on me. Shout out to Matty Ice. I got nothing but love for Matty Ice. Nothing but love for Matty Ice. He's getting cooked, but it ain't because I don't like him.
All right. Sunday, March 16th, we kick off with Swiper versus Duke Did It. Duke's not here to speak on himself, and Swiper, I don't know what he got going on. But
Glizzy appointment.
He looked like he enjoyed living in Denver in that picture.
But as you can see, the second matchup of the day after Swiper versus Duke Did It, my man MTEL takes on Hayes. MTEL, how did we get here?
Man, look, it started in the last PCL, specifically the playoffs. So Hayes was going against Dion, Dion from Ohio. I challenged Dion from Ohio. He had beat me in the first round. Shout out to Dion, no hard feelings. And then, I was watching that matchup because, I'm one of them people in all sports. I've always been like that. Whoever beats my team, I'm now rooting for them to win the whole thing. Because, if you beat my team and you win the whole thing, that tells me my team wasn't just trash. We just played the best. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I like to look at things.
I'm actually the opposite. The team that beat the
I hope they crash and burn.
I'm actually the opposite because I want to be able to say I lost to the champ. That's where I'm at with it. I want to be able to say that the champs beat us. Nope, no, we ain't lose to some suckers. We lost to the champs. That's where I'm at.
That's exactly what he just said.
I thought you were saying the opposite.
Oh, I thought that's
I'm legitimately the opposite. If you beat me, I hope you burn in the next round.
Fact.
I'll be so spiteful.
There's no moral victories here. First of all, just because let's say for instance, you lost to Dion, and then Dion goes on and beats everybody, right?
Yeah.
So then what you're doing is you're thinking to yourself, oh well, I guess I was second place. I just lost to the champ.
Yeah.
How you know that everyone who Dion beat wouldn't have beat you too?
You don't know.
Y'all talking about Hayes? So MTEL and Hayes is the new. That's the rival right there. Okay, I'm waiting.
Yeah, but hold on. What did Hayes say to you though?
So basically, mid-match out of nowhere, I was late to it because I came in like an hour late. To seeing that the matchups. I had to rewatch the first round. So I'm just coming. I'm like, chilling, popcorn, just watching. I'm like, all right, good debates. Then out of nowhere, I just I heard my name. I was like, let me rewind. I had to rewind it one time. So then I re-listened and I heard this is not MTEL. And I'm like, what did I do? I was like, I've never met Hayes to this point. So I'm like, why am I getting brought up in this scenario? And it was like,
he was
MTEL
that's crazy.
MTEL just bad. So that gave me a lot of motivation to this point. I tried to debate Hayes some time ago. He stopped talking to me in November. I never got another message. So like I was like, I was gonna let it go. But then I heard season 2 of the PCL was coming back. So I talked to Ron person. I was like, I hope that's my first round matchup. I really do. I never forget. I'm one of those type of competitors. Once you talk to me, I don't trash talk unless somebody trash talk me. That's how I am on the court. That's how I am, Chill. If you trash talk me, now I'm about to start. But I'll never start it. So I'm one of them type of people. So once he did that, the competitive fires in me really sparked. And so now I had an approach last year where like now my approach this year is just I want to be a lot more better, well-rounded. I feel like at times I can yap a little bit too much. So this time I'm, more focused, more stat-based, and we'll see. We'll see.
And you see, y'all, as a good host and commissioner of the PCL, I had to, do some good things.
You the commissioner?
So as a good host for the PCL, I had to do some things just to stir the pot a little bit and make it interesting, not only for the competition, but for the fans. Now, like I said, we know that MTL and Hayes had a back and forth. We also know that Penn had a back and forth with Finesse West. Y'all remember that episode. So I had to put that together. Chill.
I gotta stop reaching into the dumpster fires of the PC roster to construct beef. Like, I feel like I don't even know what this. I don't even know how this happened. The guy was just annoying as hell. I just found him to be super annoying. So then he started talking about the PCL, and I'm like, I don't think you're gonna make it out of the first round. That's all I said. I don't know how this became.
Wait, what episode was this? That was the one.
This is the one when y'all were traveling to.
Right, I jumped on that. I remember that. Hell yeah.
Where we had the Z list of PC roster.
No such thing. Everyone's an A-lister.
Come on.
This is what I'm trying to understand, man.
As hell.
Did you create beefs?
Do I create beefs
on purpose for just to be able to like? Could you created one with me? But there is no actual real.
Created one with you.
100%.
You mean
look at you. 100%. You created that. I don't have beefs with anyone. Me and Chill get along. Me and Ox get along. Me and Ron get along most times, except when Ron's yelling loud in the car when I'm asking a very salient advice.
That was a good car ride. Chill.
It was.
He was right?
Yeah, but he was yapping, dog. Oh my gosh, I was talking to Ox.
Don't get advice from him no more.
MTEL, whatever. And then me and Real Talk. Real Talk is a blabbermouth. That's what he specializes at.
No,
that's my friend. But that's my friend.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's
almost like the pot calling the
blabbermouth. But you're my friend.
It is what it is.
Well, he is a blabbermouth. He knows he's a blabbermouth.
Me and Swiping, man, we have our back and forths, but he knows he doesn't know what
Penn created a real fake scenario. Is what I'm saying.
I created a fake scenario.
Yeah, but then you found out I was Nigerian, then you just you changed everything.
I mean, you went to Baylor. You got what 4 degrees, and you're Nigerian. That's a lot. That's a lot.
What is this? Match.com?
That sound like to me, Ox. What? I used to can't stand you, but now I like you. Would you like to hang out now?
We are the perfect match. You love long walks on the beach.
Yeah, what the hell is going on?
I want to get back to the schedule though. So Swipe, is there anything you want to speak on in your matchup?
No, I think Duke did is going to do a fabulous job. I'm excited.
I don't even know who Duke did it is. Who is Duke did it? For those in the back row,
chat member.
All right, so in case y'all don't know who Duke Diddy is, he's one of my Seattle guys, and he said, "Bring back our Sonic." Shout out to Duke.
Is he a engineer, sound engineer?
Real. For real.
Yeah, it looks like you got a nice.
Yeah, I believe so. He does. He does make music. I believe he makes beats.
Real.
Yeah.
Hey, I know Sunday morning it's gonna be music to our ears when he get to cooking. I do know that.
Sunday morning is at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
It'll be morning somewhere. This is a worldwide show, Swiper.
He lives in Seattle. That's a 1 p.m.
Yeah, international, bro.
It'll be morning in Hawaii.
All right. So technically, when you said it's not even Friday yet, it is Friday somewhere.
Yeah.
Facts.
All right, Chill. Is it anything that you would like to touch on with your heated rivalry, or is it not a rivalry?
Don't even dignify it, Chill. He's not worthy.
Sure, you don't have to. We can just go to the.
He's not worthy.
Piss.
Wait, what happened? Wait, why did you jump over Chill on purpose just cuz?
No, I asked him, did he want to talk about
I heard Chill got his points off already. I heard what you said the other episode. You know, when Mars was, trying to.
Well, when he called him a mumble mouth.
Oh man, Mars was baiting so hard. Mars was baiting. He was baiting Chill. I've never seen like Chill get that riled up about a specific matchup like that. Yeah, that one really did it.
With that being said, Mike, if you're there, y'all know Chill with Chill starts in 2.5 hours. So you want a quick warm up, man? Click on the link. Come bring the ruckus. 2.5 hours. Chill with Chill. It's
Chill.
From what I heard, Mike be ducking. That's what I.
He tried, but he didn't.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to understand, why did you put Chill and Mars on the opposite bracket? Because if this smoke, we would have to wait.
That's
for
the 1 and 2 seeds, Swiper.
But we would have to wait for it. Like
Pin, not Pin. My bad. Pirate is the 2 seed.
Oh, Pirate. That's right.
Keep in mind. Look, also too. Keep in mind, y'all. This whole thing was randomized.
Oh.
No, it wasn't. Lies. Cap. There's no way.
No. The matchup. No. Listen to me. The matchups were randomized.
You not get Chill and Mike.
The matchups weren't randomized. I put the matchups in the system, and then it made the bracket.
Oh, so
you don't even got that
sense.
Lying.
That makes even less sense.
Y'all want me to show you guys the site?
No, it's all good.
Ron, let me.
So you chose Real Talk versus Mustard?
First of all, Ron said that I'm the one who picked my bracket. So, okay, which one is it, Ron?
You can't trust this nigga, Chill. I'm trying to tell you.
I'm telling you, when I see this dude, we boxing, yo.
As the assistant, as the PCL commissioner's assistant, I can't speak on those type of things. What we can speak on, though, is what's going to happen Tuesday night, right, Swiper? Or morning, or Wednesday morning.
You got another Glizzy appointment?
However you want to categorize it. What I can speak on, what's going to happen on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We got Mars versus Matthew Elliott. We got Gifted versus Renegade. And we got SB Talk Sports versus Ryan from the chat.
Shouts.
Man, who is Ryan? I wish I knew who Ryan was.
Hey, Ryan, say something if you in the chat right now.
Ryan,
pull up the Chill. Pull up the Chill with Chill in 2.5 hours. Ryan, I'm trying to, want to see something.
Ryan, speak. Type. Super chat.
Speaking of super chats,
since we on that subject, Ox.
And then last but not least, on Wednesday, March 19th, we got Pirate, the runner-up, versus Brax the Bandit. You guys know the final bandit in the chat.
Damn, Brax. Tough.
And then we got ZZ versus Riv, and then we got Pitt versus Finesse West.
I'm trying to tell y'all, this is gonna be the best day, y'all. Wednesday,
I used to watch.
Are gonna be crazy.
I used to watch Pick a Side, and I think Riv's great.
Riv is dope. I like Riv and ZZ so much. I think that particular battle is going to be the best one.
Why is that crazy?
What's wrong with you?
They fell off.
I'm not saying they fell off. I'm saying
you hear that, ZG?
It was implied. It was implied.
Yeah, you hear that, Riz?
No.
Riv saying he fell off.
Well, funny thing about it is,
and I'm the one constructing beef, huh? All right.
Damn.
I've not said anybody fell off.
I didn't say he fell off. I used to watch it and I said Riv was dope. Only someone like you could hear an insult in that.
Ox heard it too, actually, and Real Talk heard it too.
I didn't hear shit. Stop putting my name in shit, Sniper.
Yo, before we get to the super chats, I do got one more announcement that I want to make. Well, technically 3, but it's all in one. You guys know Playback. You guys know that Playback is actually the one that's sponsoring the PCL. In this sponsorship, it's basically a partnership where we're going to do our thing on YouTube. That's where the PCL is going to live. But after the PCL, on Saturday, we will be going over to Playback and watching the Thunder versus the Pistons. Pin, you pulling up? You want to check out some K Cunningham hoops?
Am I scheduled? Well, yes, I am.
There you go. So March 15th, we're going to be on Playback watching this game. And this is actually after the PCL. So y'all see 7 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you pull up. Some of your favorite panelists from that day on Saturday are going to be up there recapping their matchups, but also talking about some good hoops. And then on Sunday, it's much of the same. At 9 p.m. Eastern, we are going to be watching the Thunder versus the Bucks. Once again, everybody that participated that day has the option to come up and talk about their matchups, talk about their battle, talk about who won, who lost, who got packed up, who cheated, X, Y, and Z. So y'all make sure you pull up the Playback on Saturday and on Sunday. Oh, yeah. And somebody's going to be ducking on Friday. But you know who's not going to be ducking? Us four. We're going to be up there to watch the Lakers versus Nuggets. I know who's not going to probably be there, and I don't know why. I don't know, but we'll be there. You guys make sure you pull up Friday night to watch Luka versus Jokic, the rematch. No Braun, but it still should be a good
Ron,
game.
why you got MySpace pictures up?
All right, super chats, right?
No, hold on,
Yes.
Ron. I got two things. Number one, playback. I know I may not be a super max player. I get that, but I'm worth at least an MLE. That's facts. I'm getting a solid.
Are you trying to get in the rotation?
12 to 18 a game. I'm just saying.
Whoa,
I'm getting a solid 12 to 18.
Whoa,
18 a game is
whoa.
not-
You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say, real
You know
talk,
what
like
I'm
to go
saying?
from 12 to 18, those two things ain't the same, yo. Hold on.
I'm saying,
are you saying you want to pull up on Friday?
You said what?
You saying you want to pull up tomorrow?
No, I was seeing that Playback was handing out contracts, so I'm just saying I know I'm not a super max. I
Real
got
talk.
that.
Real
But
talk.
I'm
gonna make that call. You want to jump on the main stage with us tomorrow? Not real talk with Players Choice, and Real Talk, a collaboration. You want to do that?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, I'll make a call. Hey,
Hey,
in some rooms I'm only an MLE, but I'll see what I could do.
I got you. And then secondly, I wanted to make sure that we got the voting or the judging of the PCL correct this time, because last year Pirate was robbed. So I'm just trying to make sure we don't have any robberies this year. Yeah, Pirate
and which one? Which one? Against who?
In the finale.
Against Mark.
Thinks Pirates should have won it. He thinks he should have won it.
Pirates should have won.
Mm.
So I know we be having the chat be having, they love their Mars. I get it. But look, Pirate won last year, bro. So let's make sure we got the voting system.
Chat wasn't the only voters though.
I know, I think, but it gets swayed. They be swaying.
I keep hearing Mars say about the new judging system. Can you elaborate on that? What is the new judging system?
Mars doesn't even know about the new judging system.
He said Penn is going to benefit the most.
That's
from
what
the
he
new
talked
judge-
about. That's what he
Penn,
talking about. Mars will say something, y'all will believe him. Mars don't even know who the judges are. He don't know how it's being judged. He don't know none of that. Only thing Mars knows, and only thing that everybody else knows, I don't even know. Like I said, I'm just a commissioner's assistant. All I know is that the judge.
You were the commissioner 2 minutes ago. I forgot the assistant. Assistant to the regional manager.
You guys know I was just trying to make myself look good, and then you called me out on my shit.
When I see Ron, we are boxing. That's all I know.
But wait a second, didn't we all receive the instructions and everything? Y'all did read that, right?
I did. I read everything. Locked in.
Y'all read your contracts?
Oh man, y'all need to lawyer up or something. Man. Have somebody, have a representative read.
You gotta read every word.
Get an agent. Do something.
But anyway,
have my people call your people.
Yo, I got to tell you, I am really looking forward to the playback streams this month. Like I am, because I'm doing it. Ox, I don't know if you know this. You and me are doing an episode on playback.
Oh yeah, no, I seen that. I'm excited for that, man.
Ox requested you, man.
Chill. So you and I are doing one.
Wait, Pin, you don't have a problem with that, do you? You good doing a playback stream with me, right? We good.
Yeah,
right?
cool. We cool.
Okay.
And I got one with Jordan.
I might not be Nigerian, but you know what I'm saying? I'm still a cool brother.
I am though.
There you go.
True Congolese, right?
I'm Californian.
All right. So on that note, let's go ahead and get to these super chats. JD Sway sent through a members chat and said PCL March Madness is better than NCAA March Madness. Dub panel.
No doubt.
Teflon Gunsmoke said Jaylen Brown got the sweetest job in the NBA. Play bad, everybody blames the actual best player on the team. Play good, you get to be better and win a Finals MVP.
He got blamed today.
Yeah, I think there's a little truth to that right there, from especially the way we came at it today. But I just want to say that if we're gonna hold Jason Tatum up to those standards, he needs to be able to do. You know, he played amazing last night. I think he played really good last night. But at some point, you have to go above and beyond good. You got to show that greatness.
Ox, the problem isn't for the ones that do hold him in those high regards, for them to levy criticism, but it's the problem happens when people who don't even think he's in that realm of player are the harshest critics as well. That's when it kind of seems a bit excessive. If you don't think he's that good, then why are you critiquing him so harshly if you don't think he's that good to begin with?
That's a fair point. I think he is that good, and that's why.
I know you do. Yeah, I know you do.
Moving along, DSG Piccolo. I don't know if you guys caught the Blazers game last night, but if you did, you knew this was coming. He said, had to watch Mikal spoil a scoop fourth quarter masterclass after a hard sell job, but can't win with 23 turnovers. Denny been bored, man, as of late? Denny's been bored, man, as of late. If Scoot shooting is real, Ant can leave this July. Damn. Chauncey, let Scoot finish the game. Y'all seen this game? Y'all seen the game?
I saw
it was
the
an
end of it. Mikal hit the game winner. Ant did have a rough night last night, but Scoot did play really good basketball in the fourth quarter. Scoot, like the second half of the season, has been pretty decent. He's been definitely making some strides as a player. So shout out to Scoot.
Quick question.
And Klingon is definitely one of the better rim protectors in the league. Already.
I like the Trailblazers for us too. Quick question though. How long do you have to see a player doing a skill like better than they're used to doing it before you actually say they're good at it? Like that's actually them now.
I need to see it for I need to see it for longer than a season. I feel like, especially considering what it is. Like for example, with Ant, like is Ant going to be a 42% long ball shooter for the rest of his career? Like I need to see this. I need to see more of this before I can completely just get on board with this. I need to see more.
Why does it have to be so bipolar? Like why does it have to be like one or the other? He's either like 42% or he's a terrible shooter. Because that's
not terrible. No. But and that's the issue right there, Penn. You just said it. So to go from being a terrible shooter to now being one of the elite long ball shooters, like what's more more common to go from this to this, or to go from this?
I think it's context dependent. Like if I see a team, like there's usually a delay in how long the league takes to adjust. So sometimes the dude can start shooting like 38, 39%, and he's career 36%, 34%, and they're not guarding you like a 39% shooter until like the next year. But once you start facing the defense that's designed to stop you as the 42% three-point shooter and you keep shooting 42%, I think you've arrived. So I think the only question I need to ask right now if I'm watching Wolves game is, are they guarding him like a 42% three-point shooter?
Mm-hmm. I think he shouldn't, like, to know if it's real, he probably shouldn't dip under like 37, 38% again. If we're talking about like Ant shooting the long ball. So yeah, he doesn't have to shoot 42 every year for him to be known and considered.
But it can't drop to 34 neither, real talk.
Like, it shouldn't be like 33, 30. Yeah, it shouldn't be that either.
Like if he goes from 42 to 39, right? 30, 38, something like that, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
What if it drops in the playoffs? Like, what if his percentage drops down to like a 36, 35?
I think that's different. I mean, because I think your percentage is going to drop because you're dealing with better defenses. You're dealing with different coverages in the playoffs.
You shot 40 last year.
That's what I'm saying. Like it shouldn't take a nosedive though. We shouldn't go from 42 in the regular season to 30 in the playoffs. No.
Right.
I think it's just worth noting that since the playoffs last year, he's been shooting 40% from three.
Yeah.
So he's shooting 40% from three this year. He was shooting 40% from three in the playoffs.
Right.
I think maybe he just leveled up. So I don't even think it's one season. I think this is going right back to the playoffs last year. So maybe he just hit a level as a shooter. We've seen it happen before.
Yeah, Ant has usually taken an uptick as a pull-up shooter in the playoffs. Even last year, I want to say even the year before that. So now, what he's doing now in the regular season is consistent with his playoff play now.
But what if he has another level? I mean, that's not. What if he has another level as a player?
Oh, as a player,
And-
I think he does have. I think Ant's going to be a top.
But
He might have another two level.
He's 23 years old.
Penn, this is where this is where my 5-year logic comes in, right? And you're a numbers guy, so you can appreciate this. So you talk about another level where a guy in year 6 or year 7, like you see, he was averaging, I don't know, let's say 29 or 30. Like people start to think, now this is him when you're probably going to get that for maybe 2 seasons, as opposed to that guy you see in year 5. When you see like 24, that's probably who he is moving forward. That's what you should expect for the next, at minimum, you should expect that for the next 6, 7, 8 years. If you get 28, 29 in a season, that's not who he is for the next 6, 7, 8 years. In year 5, that's probably who he is. And you're going to get better seasons, but this guy right here, that's probably who he is.
Bob Wick sent through the super chat. Before I read Bob Wick's super chat, I'm running a poll right now. I asked, is Ant a real shooter? Do you guys classify Ant as a real shooter? Also, too, shout out to our Hall of Famers. My man Tyrus Williams, 40 Cal, Cobra Son of Raditz. Shout out Multi Kenny, Vale, and Cheese. Those are all the Hall of Famers. Those are all the GOATs. Salute to them. And salute to everybody else that's a member and everybody else that liked the video. Bob Wick said, good morning. Hope all is well. I'm a Tatum guy, and I must say I am very disappointed in how he got in his head when it was crunch time. Played a good game overall, but that fourth quarter was ugly.
I still think Joe Mazzulla taking him out screwed him up. He should have played that whole fourth quarter. I don't think he should have
played 41 minutes.
Where he did.
He played 41 minutes. That's
100% he did it.
So you want him to play 45 minutes?
He had it, yes.
That's what it takes to win.
He had it going in the third, right? He had it going in the third, and I feel like that could have transferred over to the fourth quarter. But once he came out the game and Oklahoma City got running again, I think that threw him off the track.
So I don't think there's a problem. He plays the entire fourth quarter and then he falls off in like the last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter, and he misses every shot. Then you say, shoot, should have gotten him out. Shouldn't have played him 45 minutes.
No, I'm not. No, Pen. I won't say that. And to be honest with you, this is why I say what I say about these guys being in the kind of shape that they're in, getting in the kind of shape that they get in during the summers and in the off season to play games like this. Like when I hear coaches say, "I'm going to need 48 minutes out of you tonight. I don't need. The next night I might get 32 minutes, but tonight." I need 45 plus minutes out of you tonight. And I'm prepared physically to do that.
That's a part of greatness. That's a part of greatness. You have to be able to play 46 minutes, 45 minutes when I need you to play 45 minutes against Oklahoma City Thunder. If you can only give me 40, 41, and I need 46, 45 from you, then that's not going to cut it.
It's the same logic the Knicks fans use with Thibodeau's lineups. It's the same logic that Mavs fans were using with Kyrie Irving. But then when a player gets hurt, then they say, "Oh, he was playing too many minutes."
No,
well, I wouldn't say that, especially about the Kyrie. So with Thibodeau, I think that might be a little different. I think Thibodeau does it all the time. I'm just talking about in this particular instance, like last night, for instance, Penn. I think that's the time it's like, no. I'm getting 46 from you tonight. Now, I'm also, speaking from a fan's point of view right now. I'm looking at it like I need you to play this many minutes. If you get hurt, I'm not gonna be like, damn, Joe. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do that. I think that's super hypocritical. I'm not gonna play both sides of the fence. This basketball, you can get hurt playing 41 seconds.
And on top of that, Penn, I mean, I don't need 48 minutes out of you every night. And there's gonna be nights when I only need you for 30 minutes tonight. That's it. There's gonna be nights when I only need you for 35 minutes tonight. But then there're gonna be nights when I saw in the NBA Finals in 2016, when Coach made it clear to LeBron James, you're not coming out of the game. So be prepared to play all night tonight. You're not coming out of the game. It's not happening. And if I know that you need me like that sometimes, I'm gonna be prepared for that.
Also, just side note, Tatum did play 45 minutes against the Lakers on Saturday. So we see who they respect and fear more.
Yeah, I was about to say, what was y'all saying on Playback when he played that much time? Because I was hearing the take was because he played 45 or 46 minutes against the Lakers. That was their NBA Finals, is what I heard.
I mean, they played it like a game 7, damn near.
Hold on, who's Playback? You talking about Real Talk's Playback?
This was a conversation I heard after the Lakers and Celtics played.
Real Talk. By the way, I be on your Playback daily.
You do?
I just don't be. I'll just be in the back. I'll just
okay. I see you in the chat from time to time.
From time to time. Yo, Real Talk. Yeah. Can you stop playing YouTube videos when the game gets into the meat and potatoes?
Ron think he's slick. Ron think he's slick.
I only do YouTube videos.
Real Talk. You brought up. What was the YouTube video you brought up? You had me so tight yesterday. We in a good ass game, and you go to. It was somebody doing an interview, but that's neither here nor there. But shout out to Real Talk's Playback. Y'all go join his room.
Appreciate
Ron
that,
think
man.
he's slick. Ron think he's slick. Don't think nobody see his ass in the back of the club at the bar in the corner. I see your ass over there, Ron.
Hey, chill, Brim.
I don't see your ass. Like, wait a minute, is that Ron over there? I see his. I think you slick. Like, I don't see your ass in here. I see you.
Bob Wick said, "You guys are all nasty." LOL. I cannot stand by and let you guys bully my best friend. Chill. Why are you guys not getting at Bob's guy? Mr. Brown played terrible, but yet no one talked about him.
Do you think people just have selective hearing, or because I feel like I give a very nuanced Missoula shot selection, Brown? I mean, I feel like I went through it several times on all the things that costed them in the fourth quarter. So, I mean, that's interesting perspective.
Sloppy, you got to understand a lot of these people have their super chat ready before the show starts. So they know already, like, okay, I might got a $15 budget today. I'm gonna send 5 or 3 $5 super chats. The first one's gonna say this. I'm gonna wait 30 minutes. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna say this and try to piss chill off.
Regardless of what the conversation is.
Not even listening, bro. Just have to. And never mind.
Premeditated super chats.
Yeah,
I don't think that's what's happening.
100%.
Yeah, no, Pin. Maybe not. Obviously, I'm not talking about everybody, Pin. But there's a good amount of viewers going on. And mind you, I love everybody in the chat. But sometimes it's real hard because it's like, bro, it's not even what I said.
But here's the thing: people saying that they sent it earlier in the show. We can read what time super chats were sent. And for instance, La Flame, not a super chat; it's a members chat. Swiper blaming Tatum for not having SGA's whistle. When did Swiper say that? This is an hour into the conversation. When was that brought up? That was in the context of Tatum creating contact.
By the way, look at his picture. We know he's a Celtics guy.
Yeah,
SGA did some supreme flopping yesterday. I can count 4 plays easy. Where it's like, bro, you're not even at this point.
Didn't get in 2 of them. He didn't get because they
didn't deserve them. Good job, refs.
Yeah.
Good job, refs. Finally,
the ref.
I can't wait for them to start doing Austin Reeves like that.
We talked about flopping and how it's illegal.
Here you go.
We need to start.
They need to start. Yeah, they need to start throwing texts and whatnot.
Yes, they do.
Because I feel like if you're
illegal in the NBA,
falling on the ground, if y'all falling on the ground and you see them do it, give them a tech.
Yes,
and then get
illegal in the NBA.
Like we're gonna start throwing people out.
You're right, Swiper. Tech will really clean it up. You will see way less flopping if they start.
And then somebody get thrown out of the game for flopping twice in the game.
Imtel, it's illegal to flop. It's not just on the defense. That's a rule in the NBA. Flopping is illegal. Blow the whistle, ref.
Yeah, I don't know. The NBA does this weird thing where like they implement a new rule and then they only like to implement it for like a month and then they just back all the way off of it. They do that a lot. Like they'll talk about, we're looking at the Trae Young flopping before you go up for a shot. You know, the jump stopping in front of defenders before you go up for a shot. You know, people talked about how they hurt a player like a Trae Young or James Harden. But then you watch this season and you realize there's a lot of players that still do that, and they ain't stopping it.
They don't stop doing it. No, that's not going on.
DSG Piccolo with yet another super chat. I don't know if this was premeditated or not, but he said, Denny FC, basketball only. We up. Shaden FC, we up. Scoot is making strides. Jacques FC, nigga need to make more threes. Hope Jabari recovers from that cat elbow. Schedule about to get tough after Monday.
Man, yeah. The Denny jokes have been funny lately, but he played well yesterday. Scoot played well yesterday too.
Denny been hoping. The other night he had like 26 and 16.
He's been noticeably a lot more aggressive as of late.
He hit what would have been the game winner last night. Well, he got a game winner and M1, and then Mikal.
On some big body
Did what he
shit
did.
too.
Mm-hmm.
Can't
I
go
can't
there
believe
mean.
Josh-
Oh, Bob Wick.
believe-
Get that one right now. Bob Wick straight
yeah.
at
Bob
Ox's
Wick.
head.
I
Straight
can't
out
believe
Ox's head.
Josh. I can't believe Josh did that. That's some of the goofiest shit I've ever seen. Lately.
Read that super chat, Ron.
Bob Wick said, "Don't disrespect my pocket." Sent that way before Swiper spoke about coaching. If Ron did his job, then there would be no confusion.
Bob Wick, I was talking about
Mm.
everybody in general. That's why I'm not talking about you. I wouldn't disrespect your pockets. I might run up in your pockets, but I wouldn't disrespect your pockets.
Okay, well, Bob Wick, I'm talking about your pockets. If you want Ron to do his job, send a little more chickadee chains, and then I'll do my job. But speaking of which,
Ron, did you used to procrastinate your homework in high school
What?
and college? Did you
Procrastinate.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, Ron, focus, Ron. Here we go, Ron. Keep going. Come on, Ron. Here we go. Let's stay focused, Ron. As you were saying, that's
I'm
super
trying to
chat.
do my job, chill, right?
That's right. Stay focused, Ron. We good, Ron. Stay focused, brother. We good.
Shout out to Joseph. He became a YouTube member.
What's
He
up,
did
brother?
his job.
Yes, sir.
Also, all dubs, no L's. Shout out to all dubs, no L's. Hey, chill. Yes or no? Mars isn't here, so I gotta ask you.
Yeah, Mars ain't here, so I don't know. I can't. That's why
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
asking. Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
okay.
So I don't know.
The kid Leaf Diggs sent through a members chat. He said, "Salute panel. Minnesota is not a top 4 team in the West." That wasn't premeditated.
Well,
That was
it
a
depends
direct
on how you feel
response.
about the Warriors. I think there are 5 teams that I think are legit.
Or the Grizzly Swiper. Some people
I
respect them.
think all those teams are better. Respectfully, no disrespect.
When
I think
you
the Pacers are a better basketball team than the Bucks. Not everybody agrees with that. So
when you say top 4, though, Swiper, like what does being a top 4 team in a conference mean to you? Like, does that just mean that everybody else they could beat in
the
a
four
playoff series?
most likely teams to make an NBA Finals based on how I think their rosters look, top to bottom, how they perform, what they can get into.
Very
all that kind of
matchup
stuff.
dependent. That's the unfortunate thing because you know if the way the Western Conference standings shake out, you might have 2 of those teams facing each other in the opening round, right? So I think
do
the
you
West
have
more so than ever is just matchup dependent. It's very matchup dependent. I feel like a team like Denver could make it to the Western Conference Finals, or they could be out in the first round. I feel the same way about Golden State.
I feel about the Lakers too. I mean, I think everybody.
How many teams do you think Minnesota can beat?
I think they can beat can I construct a way for them to beat? Can beat the Lakers, can beat the Wolves, can beat Denver. They can. There's a path for them to do that.
Did you say they can beat the Wolves?
Huh?
Did you
We're
say
talking about the Wolves? So yeah.
Wolves beating other teams. They can beat the Nuggets, Lakers, and OKC. They can do it. They have the route to do it. The route to do it. But will they is another thing. I don't know if they will. I don't think they will.
Speaking of which, Gabe Too Funny 02 sent through a members chat and said, "Golden State beats the Nuggets in 6 games" with laughing emojis.
I feel like I keep trying to say this to people. Everything is the matchups, and I've been saying the Wolves could beat Denver, but the Warriors struggle vehemently with teams like Denver, and Denver will struggle. They just don't have the same kind of like physicality, size, all the stuff you need. Steph, I think, can have a good series, but they just like then Steph hasn't beaten Denver since 2022 with Jokic on the court. Like now, again, some of that is just their team is different now. I want 100% recognize that they can, but I mean, at that point, Draymond, they're gonna have to start Dre at the 5. Jokic, Aaron Gordon are going to feast in that series because they both live in that series. And Michael Porter Jr. feels really comfortable versus the Warriors. And then Jamal, he doesn't have to. It's just, now he's dealing with Gary Payton II and Kuminga and them. Like, that's just a different. I don't know if that makes those 2 struggle, if that makes sense. You got to really take out Porter and Murray. And I don't know if they feel that way versus them. Possible.
Yep.
Jamaica's Rosclot Choice said, "Damn, Glizzyvich."
For eating hot dogs.
Yes, like, personally,
Can
I think
someone
they're
help me
making a
out?
big deal of it.
When did Glizzy become? When did it start meaning hot dog?
And then
when did
New York,
stop
in the East
meaning
East
goodness,
Coast
man.
years ago.
I thought Glizzy was gear. Like, I see you with your Glizzy. I thought it was like you had something fresh on.
No,
It's been used to mean a few different things.
I thought it meant a piece.
Yeah, it did. It used to mean a
Yeah.
piece. Yeah, but a glizzy, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean, and like glazed glizzy. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, Pen. I think it literally started in 2020
Nope.
Oh,
No.
where like it became like a very popular thing to start saying that.
Oh, you mean the hot dog revolution?
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember the videos, people eating glizzy, like, bro, like, you know what I mean? And people
I've
was like,
heard
hot
that
dog,
term
like,
growing
yeah.
up, and it's like I had to Google this. I was like, what? Why are you talking about?
Like,
hot
now you gotta be a secret glizzy lover. Like, you can't just be out about loving glizzies. Like, there's nothing wrong with it.
I
Like,
would
it's
never
just,
be a secret.
you just doing this on purpose.
it's a
now, huh?
food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a food. You can't eat food. Like, it's too feminine to eat a hot dog in public.
Come on, man.
Like, let Real Talk live his
Y'all
life.
be comfortable with yourselves. All right.
I'll let you live.
I mean,
To be honest,
if we go on that road, there's a lot of
to be honest
rules.
with you, Swipe,
There's
there's a lot of
things
people
like
that's
that.
insecure with who they are.
100%.
A lot of people.
100%.
Yeah,
So
a lot of them.
if Real Talk want to have two glizzies out in
No,
public at a
Swiper.
park,
If you want to have your 2 rainbow colored popsicles sucking on them in the day, let you do that. Don't try to put that on other people. You do you, Swiper.
We was talking about glizzies.
You.
popsicles.
I'm saying no.
Hey, but that rocket one, what's it called? The rocket pop, whatever that is.
No, when the ice cream truck comes, the only one I want is the supersonic ice cream. That's all I want.
Super chats, Ron. Stay focused, brother. Come on. You good.
But shout out to Supersonics. Cowboy Bob
Stay focused,
said,
man.
wish we had a video intro before the battle of the beef between battles. Already a lot of biting by style has begun. Timestamps. 90 seconds ain't enough. Who's biting who's
I want to make a public apology to Cowboy Bob. There are some that feel like I had a string of rude clips with him from Open Gym back in the day. So I do want to apologize if I was yelling at you and stuff like that. I was a bit out of pocket there.
Who are you talking to?
Hey, yo, Cowboy Bob he ain't even sweating it. He sent through a super chat before that. And he said, at Real Talk, I missed our Open Gym or our battles on Open Gym.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. I know. I miss it too, man.
We got another super chat from Drink More Water. Drink said, chill. If you feel this way about the Bucks being 25th in threes allowed, how do you feel about Memphis being 24th? And OKC being 23rd? Are they free each too? Or is the percentage more important than attempts?
They're gonna have to play JJ at the top.
Well, see, Drink More Water is another one of them dudes who will like throw a jab and then bounce. Like what he'll leave out is that the Oklahoma City Thunder, they're in the top 10 in the league in defense and guarding the three-pointer. They don't give up that many threes. There's a difference between shooting them and actually succeeding. And they're number 1 in defense in three-point percentage. Oklahoma City is. They'll completely leave that part out. That's the kind of stuff that, like, when you throw jabs and then you bounce, that's sucker shit to me. It always has been. And Drink More Water is a Milwaukee guy. So don't leave that part out. That's important to mention too.
Shout out Drink More Water and shout out Milwaukee. Got it. Became a YouTube member. Got it. And then we have another super chat from a Milwaukee guy. Drink More Water. He sent through another one and said, this is also the same Chilltown who was in awe and believed in the 2023 Los Angeles Lakers defense, but was also 25th in threes allowed for the season and post All-Star break.
Hey, Swiper, can you tell the people at home when the playoffs started, where were the Lakers in the playoffs as a defense?
Number 1.
Numero uno in the league.
Damn, Drink.
Fuck, man.
And then they
Damn,
dog
Drink.
walk the Memphis Grizzlies. And
Yes.
they dog walk the Golden
Smoked
State
everybody.
Warriors.
Yep.
And then they got
man.
And Bron
and then they got
we
leashed.
aggravated their
No, and then they got
injuries,
leashed
and
in the Western Conference Finals and
did.
swept out.
Yeah.
They ran up.
That's
on.
what
They
the
ran
Bucks
up
is
on
gonna
the
do.
juggernaut. Yes, they did. They ran up on the juggernaut.
Jamal Murray, Black Magic, the regular.
Yeah, Jokic putting AD in right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh my God, Jokic can score on the guy. He's 60 pounds heavier than.
Oh, that what you said? That's not what he said. That's what I'm saying. That, if you bring Real Talk here,
Oh.
Real Talk picked the Lakers to win that series. By the way, say Anthony Davis was gonna play bar for bar with Jokic. By the way, so just
I want. Let's put the context. Swiper be judging. He judged what I used to say. Right, I used to do. Shout out Clutch.
Swiper, are you manufacturing beef right now?
Pre-game Lakers spaces, right?
Are you manufacturing beef right now?
Lakers spaces before the playoff games.
Real Talk.
And Swiper is expecting me to go in there and be like, "Oh yeah, we're
not
tell
the truth." You hear that?
To a
when
whole
he goes into a Lakers space, he has to
of
lie.
Laker fans. I'm just, oh yeah, we're just gonna lose to Denver again, and Jokic is gonna dominate. And no, I'm not gonna say that in a Lakers.
You're not going to tell the truth. I thought that's what you're supposed to do,
bro. I was giving avenues and ways in which.
No, you didn't. You said Lakers. You said Lakers in 5. Stop it.
No,
you said Lakers in 5.
No,
you did say Lakers in 5.
Wait. I may have. I may have.
And then they got swept, and then you just, oh
No,
man,
that's
well,
fine, bro. Y'all had y'all one little year, bro.
one little.
Y'all got your one.
All right, chill. You
It
hear that?
has, for the most part, pretty much been one little year.
It's one
But-
little year, bro.
One little year.
They got their first win versus Denver in the last 13 games, by the way, this year.
What's y'all record against the top 4 teams?
I don't know. I know. I guess what? I know they're 12-1 versus the Lakers in the last 13. I know that. I can recall that.
Is Luka been here though?
Luka,
Can I give you-
who is this? Is Luka here?
Oh,
Is Luka in the room with us?
That
Bro,
was good enough to beat
Is
y'all.
Luka in the room with us?
He was good enough to beat
But
y'all.
not good enough to beat the Brooklyn Nets.
Can I give you an incredible stat?
Let's hear it.
The OKC Thunder are 11-1 after being beaten. So at the game they get beaten, they come
Great
back.
stat.
They're 11-1 in those games.
Great stat.
And the Denver Nuggets are 12-1 on back-to-backs.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, you know what? Some statistics are just, hogwash or whatever. But some statistics really do let you know about the personnel of the team and what they're about. And I feel like the Denver Nuggets being like this super well-conditioned team that does well in back-to-backs, I think that's a testament to Jokic. And I think the OKC Thunder being super resilient after losing and being able to regather their focus, I think that's a testament to Shea. I think he's just one of the most mentally tough dudes in the league. I've never seen him rattled. Have you ever seen him rattled?
You do not take him out of what he's doing. I'm going to do what I know how to do. I'm not going to do more. I'm not going to do less. I'm going to do what I know how to do, and I'm going to excel at that. And you're not going to stop me from doing that. He kind of reminds me of Jimmy Butler in that aspect, where Jimmy Butler walks on the floor and his attitude is, I'm the best out here at what I do. And there's none of you dudes out here that can get me off my pivot at what I do. I think that's who SGA is. SGA doesn't play outside of himself in that aspect.
He reminds me a little bit of
Duncan.
Tim Duncan. He reminds me a little bit of Tim Duncan in that stoic approach. He pulls everyone together. You don't often see him getting too high, too low during the game. I can never tell looking at him if his team is down 15 or up 15. And it's just like that very professional, almost assassin-like approach.
It really is. He that silent assassin. He hitman, where he just I'm quiet. I don't make a sound. I get in, slice throats, take people out, take out the whole.
And he ain't gonna say nothing to you neither. Like he's gonna get to it, and he's gonna.
I feel like the entire league, like all of us, pretty much, people who cover the league, fans of the league, whatever, have been looking for a reason to downgrade this OKC team all year. We've been looking for them to slip up all year. We've been looking for them to show some chinks in the armor where it was like, all right, I get it. They're human. No, there's nothing human about this team. They have weathered injuries to all of their major players. They have gone and started a 6'6" dude at center, and they are dominating the most stacked conference. And it really is. It is very stacked. So I think they're the best team in basketball, and I think that I understand that until the champs are dethroned, it's still the Boston Celtics, and you don't get to. But I feel like the OKC Thunder are the team to beat. And if someone beats them, boom, that you deserve it. But I
can appreciate that. Yeah, I get it.
And you know what? Like, and kudos to the process. Kudos to the process. This is a team that's super selfless. You have no ego. Anywhere down that roster, there's no ego. Everyone is a star in their role.
Well, it is. I'm not going to say that, Penn. There is ego in that crew. It's just hampered. It's not going to be.
Isaiah Hartenstein ain't starting.
That's
last night, he just comes off the bench, does his job, super pro. No hanging his head. You got Jalen Williams, who's a star player in his own right, having to guard centers. I don't see him complaining about it, making excuses about it. Right?
Doesn't mean it's not going on though. It doesn't mean it's not going on. I'm just doing it.
I feel like, look, you hear things when you're covering the league. You hear things about like how organizations sort of structure their culture.
Sure.
How it starts with the general manager, goes right down to the training staff and on the organization, how they guard information. And there's a good thing that we used to say in basketball, which is, our locker room is a sacred place, as long as everybody else stays out of it, like everything, we keep it in-house. And you find very often that the teams that are connected are the ones that go furthest in the playoffs, when that belief happens. Like the new shift in energy from Steph Curry started when there's that story they said when they got that Jimmy Butler trade where they looked at each other and said, oh, okay, so we're doing this now, right? That changes the chemistry, it changes the focus of the team. I just feel like the OKC Thunder, every single player is just focused on this very singular goal, and there's not really a lot of egos going on. And I just think that this is a team that's done it the right way. They weren't gifted anything. And we're always talking about like the big market teams and all that stuff. And you got the small market team being led by an international player that's constructed through the draft and really smart management and everything, you know, I think they're just a model franchise. I think they're the model franchise.
La Flame sent through a super chat and said, "It's clear we won't be able to win without Porzingis this year." Also, Mars defending SGA foul baiting on the timeline last night was egregious. Also, Dub Tatum.
Fair enough. They do need Porzingis. Yes, they do.
Yeah, they're not doing that this year without the Porzingis thing. They're not doing that.
It's just the teams have gotten better. Real talk. That's all it is. That's all it is more than anything. Teams have gotten better.
Rod said, "Yo, real talk. What's good, son? Is Bron still a top 5 player, Unk? Josh Giddey, most improved player, by the way. And yo, panel, join Zach Collins FC."
I'll say this. I think if he qualifies for the games, LeBron should be first team All NBA. So
it's gonna be hard to keep him off. Real talk. It's gonna be hard to keep him off. B. It's gonna be hard.
He been open. Shout out Brown, bro. Year 22? God.
Classic said, "Y'all really overreacting to Boston losing to one of the greatest regular season teams of all time. Boston good in the East. Drew Holiday unplayable though. Drew's unplayable.
That's
unplayable.
I'm not doing that.
That's crazy.
No, we ain't doing that. He was bad as he. I think he went 1 for 7 last night at the long ball line. But that doesn't mean he's not playable. No, we're not doing that.
He just need to get his rhythm back. Hasn't he been like in and out of the lineup?
He's got a torn tendon in his finger.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a torn tendon in his finger. So yeah.
Malik Shamar Smooth said JT and JB aren't traditional ball handlers. Even Drew, who's been the best point guard in their careers. They don't have a PG to get them in motion going downhill.
Kyrie.
Irv. Yep.
Kemba was solid too.
Kemba, yeah.
For 1 year.
Yeah. Cowboy Bob said, "PC, thanks for having me in the PCL. Now we time stamping. Okay, seems like I got work to do. Want to wish all the contenders good luck. Go New York, go."
I wish
you talking about the time stamping.
I don't know. I wish
holding people accountable for what they said.
Oh, he talking about Swiper. Remember, Swiper went back and played that clip.
I wish 31 of the 32 members good luck.
And then in the next round, when you make it to the round of 16, you're gonna wish 15 of the 16.
No, I'm wishing 31 of the 32. I will not wish Mike good luck.
Damn. Got it. Okay.
I wish Mike a sweep. I just don't like people who talk so much shit in the chat. Like it's like, and constant cap locks too. Constant cap locks. Chill. You better box that dude.
All right. Chris Ayo became a YouTube member. Shout out to Ayo Chris. Sauceman Bandit 72 sent through a members chat and said, "It's time to say Pat Riley sold Jimmy Butler, or is it time to say Pat Riley sold Jimmy Butler thing? Sold the Jimmy Butler thing."
No.
Did Pat sell?
It was time. It was time.
That was over. You got what you could for him. He was a distressed asset, making a ruckus in your organization. So you got rid of him. The subtraction is the addition, in my opinion. So.
All right, another super chat from Love for Dina. Dina said, like KG said, the Wolves smell cat when they go up against the Nuggets. By the way, Jamal locked up by Ant again. Like what Chill said, I know you.
I'm on record saying it, Ron, and we gotta keep it moving. But it's not one man. My uncle told me this. He said it's not one man that could tell you and describe to you what cats smell like, but he know exactly what it is when he smell it. He know exactly what it is when he smell it.
Oh man. Pip named Slickback said, "Breaking news, Ron. Cooper Flag just left the game in a wheelchair after injuring his ankle."
Yeah.
In the ACC tournament? Oh, that's not good.
Get well, man.
Weird.
Yeah. Hopefully he didn't break or tear anything. He'll be all right.
Yeah.
If he didn't break or tear anything. Hoops Never Stop said OKC isn't ready to win multiple series yet.
Why are people so low on OKC? Like the levels of lowness that I'm seeing on OKC is insane. This like reminds me of like when the Nuggets won the championship. Remember, everybody was so low on them.
Well, it's because I don't think people believe in their offensive capability outside of Shea.
Mhm.
There have been some games in which even like I watched that it does get kind of nasty in some of those spots, especially with him off the court. But what people are like really just not getting, and it actually took me like till this point in the season, like with a defense like that, you only have to score but so many points majority of the game. So
All right, chill.
Later on.
Tomorrow.
That's what that is, man. The defense is so elite to where the Shea carry jobs really are enough. Like it just is.
Joey Buck 12 said y'all was waiting to hate, laughing my ass off. One possession game for 46 minutes.
That's not true.
That's definitely not true.
It was a 12-point lead at one point.
But shout out to Joey. We was ready to hate. Void Century said, PC, check out Miami's next 7 games. ... The tank is on.
It's too late to tank.
Yeah, it's too late.
Tito El Bandito said, Cap, everyone knows Swipe is Dominican. Well, Penn, I guess you guys can start the rivalry again. He's
apparently Swiper doesn't know that, so yeah.
Don't Dominicans usually have good hair and have hair?
I mean, that's just low, bro. Like, why?
All right. Real Talk Podcast. Real Talk. Bro, you on the show.
This is actually not me.
Superchat?
This isn't me, but shout out to you.
Real Talk. All you got to do is ask the question. You don't got to. But I appreciate the $2, though, nonetheless, Real Talk. But Real Talk said, who has the worst bag? KD, Harden, Kyrie, or Kobe? Who y'all got?
The worst?
KD.
I actually got Kobe, yo.
Like that were just like moves.
What?
Yeah.
Kobe talk.
Man, stop playing.
No, I'm not. Look, you can have a worse bag and be miles better than somebody.
Yeah, for sure.
If you put Jordan on this list, Jordan will have the worst bag up here. He's the best
but
player.
Harden don't have he ain't got the back to the basket game.
He don't. Harden could do that though. He just doesn't. But he got everything else. You don't like on the perimeter. Harden dancing on your ass. In the mid range, Harden getting to it. In the lane, Euro stepping, finishing. Harden got all of that.
Also, you would probably agree that Kobe and Kyrie got the best offhand in that group as well, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. KD and Harden don't really do that.
Right. KD does a very consistent move. Like every time you watch his combos, it's very consistent. It's just that snatch he does right before he crosses over gets so many people. Now, honestly, when people start to read that a lot easier, it becomes a lot easier to stop. It's just he's taller than everybody, so he just shoots over them.
It's probably KD.
Yeah,
you think he got the worst back?
It's probably KD. But only because he's 7 foot, he don't even really have to.
No.
Like, there's no way you're telling me that if Kobe Bryant was 6'11", that he wouldn't have been a better player than Kevin Durant. Come on now. He was 6'6", and he was a better player than Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I've seen people literally cut off KD's like bag mid dribble. He just shoots the ball. Says, "I'm 7 foot tall."
That's really part of his bag, though.
His bag is being tall.
Yeah.
Then I guess Wemby got a big bag. All right.
He do. Wemby got a bag he get into. Sinbad said Dylan Brooks, Taylor Rooks, Old Books, Grizzlified. Shout out Taylor.
Shout out to Grizzlies, man.
Ray said Cannabis won the battle. Cannabis beat LL.
That chill reference.
All right, last but not least, well, actually, definitely least. Rod said chill. My 49ers are going to stink next year. I'm sick.
They are.
L 49ers.
Yeah.
L San Francisco. All right, y'all. Well, it's been real. MTEL,
Peace.
Penn, Real Talk. I'm gonna catch you guys this weekend or next week. Good luck in you guys' first round matchups. Hopefully, you guys advance to the Sweet 16. In the meantime, well, you guys got anything to say on the way out?
L Mike.
I think I have the hardest run.
You have the hardest round?
I have the hardest run to the finals in the whole PCL, in my opinion.
Appreciate y'all having me on the PCL and gifting me $5K. I mean, that was really nice of you guys. That was appreciate that, man, for real.
Anytime.
Oh, y'all one for that, man.
Yes, sir. Well, all right, y'all. Like the video on the way out. We'll catch y'all in the morning and be easy until then.
Yes, sir.